So, welcome to the world of Malifaux. In the early 1900s, on an Earth very similar to ours, but ever so slightly different, humanity developed magic and grew with its history. But that magic began to wane and dwindle. As the years grew on, spellcasters began to grow desperate and sought new forces of magic in the world. They found a veil that hid and concealed a new world, and upon tearing it open, found the nightmarish realm of Malifaux, filled with horrifying monsters and creatures known as the Neverborn, evil entities with godlike powers known as the Tyrants, and other dangers and challenges. It was humanity that set foot into Malifaux in search of a prize, soul stones. Magical orbs that enhanced and utilized magic. It launched the age of industrialization, and humanity was able to rise and develop from its progress and development. But then the breach closed. A human corpse flung through its gate, with only the word "ours" carved in on its chest. This sparked a war which began over 100 years, including the rise and fall of various factions, groups, and organizations, but the one that emerged was none other than the Mercantile Guild, who controlled, for the most part, the Soulstone trade, and rose to the same kind of power that a world government would possess. And that is when the strangest thing happened. The breach reopened, and Malifaux was once again accessible. Well, the Guild launched a campaign into the world in order to try and figure out what had happened, what caused the destruction of the first breach. Well, that mystery is still not solved, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're not here to go into the who's and why's and what's, because it is Christmas in Malifaux, and for the most part, Christmas is celebrated in the same fashion overseas as it is anywhere else. And what better way to celebrate than a wonderful gala? In the center of the city of Malifaux lies the hallowed halls of the Explorer Society. The explorers who travel to the farthest reaches of this world in order to try and find and gather information about all things Malifaux. It is led by none other than Lord Justin Cooper, a notable big game hunter from Earth who had come to travel and live in Malifaux in search of bigger and more prideful game. Well, every year, on Christmas, he opens up the halls of the Explorer Society and invites anyone with a weary soul in search of a warm hearth and a helpful spoonful of good cheer to come into his home and enjoy a feast provided by the Explorer Society. Now, not only are the people from the streets involved and allowed in, but also a bunch of noteworthy individuals use the opportunity to gain influence and some political motivations from the Explorer Society by rubbing shoulders with the Malifaux elite. Enter, of course, our four individuals, who will be arriving and describing their characters as they appear. The first, of course, is none other than Dr. Zacharias. Dr. Zacharias, you enter the main ballroom. You have a drink in your hand, and you are surveying the landscape. There is a banquet table where you can see a large number of people being served food by almost an army of servers. You can see waiters walking around with drinks on small trays. And of course, a high-rise double staircase rising to a balcony where you can see a lot of the middle and upper class people mingling among each other in a cordoned off and private area.
Wonderful. Survey myself around the room, seeing
sorry.
what's...
2 seconds, let me just boost up your volume a teeny bit. Alright. Yep, go ahead.
I go ahead and survey the room as I look around, see if I recognize any familiar faces. Of course, Dr. Zachariah Milton Buchanan comes in wearing a 10-gallon hat and a bolo tie. He's got a trench coat on and leather gloves. He's all wrapped up against the cold weather. He's also a doctor of many years. He's about mid-40s gentleman, pale skin and brown hair. And he's got a mustache and side chops like the thing that I'm sporting today, just to get into character.
Very nice.
But,
Well,
his is much thicker and bushier than mine, though, and he wears round spectacles as well.
it is a very handsome bit of facial hair there, as is yours.
Thank you.
Now, as you survey the landscape and look around, you do take notice of one very fetching young lady. This lady is one of the messengers for the Explorer Society. You believe that the rumor around the scuttlebutt is that she's quite taken a fancy to tall gentlemen in 10-gallon hats.
Is that right?
She seems to be holding a plate of turkey with some roasted vegetables, pumpkin, potatoes, carrots, corn, and she seems to be sort of laughing. She's got beautiful hazelnut-colored hair and is wearing a dress that you've never actually seen her wear. As a messenger, she normally wears like the kind of loose-fitting kind of clothes, but now she's wearing this beautiful white and blue gown. Just for the occasion.
And would I happen to remember this messenger's name?
Her name is Sarah.
Sarah. I walk over to Sarah after surveying the room, and I say, Sally, isn't it?
She turns to see you and almost immediately spills some of her drink. She quickly recollects herself and says, No, doctor. My name is Sarah.
Sarah, my sincerest apologies. I'm Dr. Zacharias. I believe we've met once or twice.
Yes, of course, doctor. It's nice to see you at the festivities. I was afraid that you might be preoccupied with family during the season.
No, my dear. Don't have much of that these days. But I was honored to be invited by His Honorable Lord Cooper. What delectable treats do you have here? Help myself to one of the things she's holding. And
You take from her plate what looks to be a small strip of turkey. As you place it in your mouth, the flavor profile, you sort of chew on it for a little bit as she says, it's just some of the spread here. It's a little bit too fancy for my taste. But it's just palatable enough for mine. Give her a wink. She kind of blushes and turns her attention away. At this point, entering the ballroom is what looks to be a rather dashing individual with bright red hair that is kind of dressed up in a kind of a dress uniform vest, stepping out. He very proudly seems to be emblazoned with the crest of the guild as Gus enters the scene. Gus, if you would.
Well, this is pretty fancy. My first instinct is to go introduce myself to everybody, but let's be honest, everybody already knows me. They listen to my show. They, of course, listen to Earthside Home Companion. I do it every Sunday morning here in Malifaux on the Ethervox and tell them tales about home, about being back in Appalachia and, where the apple pie is still warm and, you sit out on the porch, drink a coffee, and you don't have any undead or unborn or little greenskins running around. And I'll tell you right now, the sooner the guild gets control of this side and we settle us some Malifaux, we can have some Earthside here. But I am very excited to be here. I'm obviously looking to figure out whether Lord Cooper is visible.
Looking around the room, you can't exactly see Lord Cooper just yet. You do, however, see a balcony just above where the main food and drink is being served that seems to have a number of noteworthy patrons, including, of course, one Guild Marshal Lord Chamberlain.
Well, I'm gonna walk over to the base of the steps there now. Is Chamberlain within hearing distance of me?
He can probably hear you from the bottom of the steps, but there is a guard posted, just kind of like imposing, just ever so slightly.
Well, gentlemen, how are you? Of course, Gus Curry. I'm sure you've heard my voice before. Just need to go up there, talk to the sergeant up there. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna head right on up.
Afraid I can't do that, sir. You're gonna have to stay down here. If you don't have
It might be easier. It might be easier if you close your eyes and you can hear my voice and you'll recognize it. Gus Curry, you know, the Earthside companion. You listen every Sunday morning. I know you do.
I don't have an Aethervox. Last time I used one, some sort of critter came out of it and bit my ear off. He turns and you can see he's got a bandage on his ear where it's been removed.
Boy, son, that's no fun. I tell you what, when the guild gets this all straightened out here, you're not going to have stuff like that coming out of your Aethervox. That's for sure.
So as you have this discussion, we're going to go for our first flip, as you are going to try to either bewitch this individual with your charm and your debonair, or try to convince him to allow you to enter the upper echelons of this party.
I think we're definitely going to do some charm action. So,
all right,
flip a card, right?
So bewitch, yes, that's correct. So yep, to drag that across. Yep, and there we go.
That's not good.
That's not great. It's not ideal. Okay, so that is
could have been better.
So that is a 3 of Crow. Now we add that to your bewitching AV, which would be.
Let us see. It is a 6, so I'm at a 9, sir.
At a 9. Well, actually, 9 is the difficulty challenge in order to get past him. He looks you up and down. He says, you know, now that you mention it, you do kind of have a very familiar look about you. Look, no trouble, okay? And
not from me. Don't you worry, nothing.
He kind of looks around and he sort of steps aside and he sort of gestures you to walk up. As you climb the flight of stairs, it's almost an entirely different world. The food here is smaller, more petite, but definitely a lot more fancier, and the drinks flow quite quickly, almost immediately as soon as you've stepped foot. You have no idea how, or when, or why, but you now have a glass of champagne in your hand. But yeah, and you are now on the upper deck. As Gus begins to mingle among the upper echelon, Eve, you and 2 of your friends have decided to attend the festivities.
Sorry, looking for my mute button.
Nope, that's fine.
You see a woman who has tried her best to clean herself up, but she's clearly not very comfortable at this party, kind of stiffening and adjusting and just kind of checking around to make sure there's no more grease stains or anything else, that she's cleaned up well enough here. She walks in and quickly finds the closest place to get a drink to try to ease her nerves a little bit, and kind of nodding here and there to the passerby and trying to act as comfortable as possible, but not succeeding very well, most likely.
Yeah. All right. One of your companions, a man by the name of Philip, is there with you. He looks at you and says, "Come on now, quit fussing. You know, I mean, the nobles don't fuss, do they?"
It's a little bit different than the union folk we usually hang around. You're right.
Look,
I'll quit fussing.
You'll be fine. Look, all those stuffed shirts, they're up there, you know. It's down here with, you know, free food. Plus what we can stuff in our pockets.
You're right. That's a good point. Let's just get some food. And she takes a swig of a drink, and you can see that she has as she lifts the glass to her lips, a kind of a robotic looking hand, and a little bit of a shine to it. The metal is finely polished, more so than usual, and she's even a little bit self-conscious about that, and kind of lowers her sleeve a little bit on her shirt, and walks over to the food.
Philip kind of looks over to you and smiles. Now, Philip is a platonic friend, but what he does is he moves over to your side and places, gently, an arm, just kind of linking arms to sort of both, sort of make it look like you're together, but then also kind of conceal your robotic hand as you're walking through the party.
Yeah, and I would kind of, at first, probably flinch a little bit, but then say, "Thank you," and I would kind of glance at him, nod reassuringly.
He does so as well, as you begin to go and taste the amazing food. Now, this isn't by far any of the fanciest food that you've ever eaten, but it is plentiful, and most importantly, it is warm. There is a huge bowl of eggnog that is given very, very graciously to everyone. There's just this thick smell of cinnamon and spice, sweet chestnuts, and a roaring fire. Seems to be just across from where the food is being served, where not only is there this huge flame, but also atop the mantle a massive portrait of this individual who I had a moment ago. Let's just put him up there. All right. There we go.
Lord Justin.
And that is, of course, yes, Lord Justin Cooper.
Yeah, and I would probably look kind of admiringly at it and say, "He's really something, isn't he?"
He kind of looks at it and he says, "Oh yeah. I mean, his arms and legs are gone, but hey, at least he's got a good head on his shoulders." The both of you laugh to yourselves, kind of quietly, so that as to not, maybe draw the attention of the guards or the servers that are here.
Yeah, and I kind of take another swig and say, "Well, it's good to get some warm food, and maybe we'll make some connections here that can get us some work. Things have really slowed down, wintertime and all."
Yeah, no, that might be good, especially with the workhouses closed down for the season. It might be worthwhile getting us to, maybe have some proper work, get ourselves a decent way through the winter.
That's right.
All right. Now, out the front, entering almost incredibly boldly for a member of his kind, is a green-skinned gremlin, dressed very weirdly as Santa Claus. A very old, discarded Santa hat and a red bathrobe are dawned upon this individual as very confidently strutting in, "Dread!"
Well, what do we have here? Start looking around. There's just anything that's shiny, interesting, glistening, tasty.
Oh, man.
Just anything.
The first thing that happens as you enter, a tall server wearing a suit comes up to you. Hors d'oeuvre, my lord. As he leans down, there's a plate filled with what looks to be tiny crackers with bits of fish on it, but the fish is raw.
Yeah, just take the whole plate.
Ooh, oh my. As, you have the whole plate.
Oh, get out of here. Let's just start eating them. Looking around.
Rolls his eyes and just walks off this. You kind of start shoveling this stuff into your mouth. It's actually really tasty, super salty, delicious. All right.
Oh, hey, you.
As you seem to be yelling out, next to you appears to be a man wearing a 10-gallon hat. He turns to you with kind of a curious look. Dr. Zach, you have been hailed by a tiny gremlin. Gremlin traditionally are creatures of the swamp and the bayou, and very rarely seen in the city proper. But here is one in front of you.
But this would not be the first time I've seen one, correct?
No. They're fairly common to see in Malifaux, yes.
Well, I never. Good day.
Hors d'oeuvre.
What did you call me?
Hors d'oeuvre, you want one?
Oh.
Go ahead and have an hors
I see.
d'oeuvre. They're no bad. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, I think
one.
I shall pass.
No, God must insist. Take one. Go on.
Very well.
There you go.
Take one to shut him up. What exactly is your business at this party?
I don't know. There's no people in this place, and I thought I'd come in here and see what the hell was going on. And that guy over there, oh yeah, look at the snoot. Look, he offered me an hors d'oeuvre, and they're quite tasty. I think I'm quite partial to hors d'oeuvres. It's not bad at all.
Yes, quite. Oh, interesting. My name is Dr. Zacharias Milton Buchanan.
You don't know my name's no. I'm gonna call you Dr. Z instead. Dr. Z.
I'd really rather you call me Doctor. Yeah, I suppose. Whatever. Anyway, Sarah, you were saying. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I think he got some schmutz on you.
Hors d'oeuvres. You want one? I'll go ahead. We're pretty good. It's all tasting nice. Go on.
She seems a little put off by the goblin, but we'll take one of the hors d'oeuvres that the goblin is offering. The problem lies in that there is now a big, thick black fingerprint in the cracker that's there. So as she takes it, she sort of looks and smiles and says, "Would you like some turkey?" And she hands you. Now you hear cherubs suddenly in your ears. The beautiful music of smell permeating your senses as what looks to be a steak of bird meat. Now, in the bayou, you're usually eating crocodile and lizard, on occasion pig, right? But the pig in Malifaux, as delicious as it is, there's only so much bacon you can have. This, however, this is something more. This is something else. It almost looks to be entirely made of succulent, juicy fat, roasted perfectly around its edges, with tiny little cranberries attached to a glazed sauce.
I am in love.
Please. She hands you the slab. Now, gremlins, for those of you in the audience, are actually about the size of, roughly chickens, or a little bit taller, but they're tiny. They're really small.
Oh wow!
And so as you get handed this thing that is about the size of like a suitcase, right? You hold on to it and you smell it.
I love you so much. Thank you.
For some reason, the gremlin is crying. Sarah's so confused. She thinks she's upset you. Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
I'm just so happy right now. Just give me a moment. I love you so much. Okay. Thank you. What is your name?
My name's Sarah, sir. She sort of moves the little bauble that's sort of like dangling in front of you, which has probably been dangling in front of you this whole time.
Don't you touch that!
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Booger, and I'm very happy right now. Thank you very much.
Apologize. Your name is Booger?
Booger. Sometimes people call me Boogie, but I don't know. Boogie, you can call me what you want. Boogie, don't call me Boogie. Oh, no, not that. I don't even understand that. Okay.
Booger it is.
All right. Zach, you feel the mojo kind of leaving the area as
Yeah, I think the mood has been somewhat diminished.
as we pan now back up to the second floor, where Gus, you are in the presence of the industrious elite, as you are as you're talking to a few of the noble people there. You're in particular at the moment attention is drawn to Lord Chamberlain, the guild officer who had indeed given you an invitation to come and discuss a very personal matter while you were at the festivities tonight.
So, Lord Chamberlain, I appreciate you, inviting me over. It was very nice of you. And like I mentioned when we talked, I think that there's a lot more I could be doing for the guild, and I appreciate the opportunity to to make that known.
The man looks over at you, and as he does, this rather rotund guild officer sort of smiles at you. It's almost like it's like a snaky kind of smile as he says, "Well, I do agree. There's a lot that we can gain from your fine services, Gus. You've been an exemplary member of the guild as far as I've known you. And, of course, there's nothing but good things coming your way. Good things, my boy," as he sort of pats you on the shoulder quite hard, but, hits you. And he goes, "Now, have I introduced you to Lady Sabrina Bastian? She is an actual reporter from the Malifaux Herald. Sabrina, come meet my friend Gus here." This very kind of sour and very cold-looking woman wearing a man's business suit. You can kind of tell it is just from the cut, sort of stands up and walks towards you. She says, "And who might this be?"
Well, ma'am, you may recognize my voice. It's Gus Curry. I, of course, do the Aether Vox on Sunday mornings. I do the Earthside Home Companion. It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Ah, yes, the Aethervox, home of the illiterate elite. Pleasure. My name is Sabrina Bastian.
Well, pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
She says, "I wish I could say the same. This party is rather droll, and I find the company to be more interested in the stuffing of fat cats than the celebration of any real Yule tide. I mean, look at this place." She gestures around, and you can see a number of Lord Cooper's kills mounted on the walls. Creatures, beautiful and rare, she says, that have once traveled the great lands of Earth. Now, look at them. Ornaments on a wall. And isn't it a shame that the media has become nothing but an ornament to the guild, Mr. Chamberlain? There's an awkward silence before you hear this. Yes, no, that feisty spirit's exactly what puts you as one of the top reporters here. But of course, there's only so much that the printing press will be able to do to keep that razor-sharp tongue of yours in check. Oh, rest assured, if anyone's got a razor-sharp tongue here, it's our Mr. Gus. Isn't that right?
No, ma'am, just nice and smooth, keeping things civil. I'm used to be a bit of a hunter myself, but I get your point. I'm hearing your words that they're coming out of your mouth.
Very diplomatic. I love it. I think that's great. Damn it, I was going to do a check there, but I don't need to now. So yes, as she sort of looks at you and sort of smiles, Chamberlain says, allow me to introduce you to a few other of the noble folk. Now, I would like everyone to take note of the following names. First one is, of course, Lord Chamberlain. The second one is Sabrina. The third one is Lao Feng. Gus, you are introduced to him as a Chinese delegate, somebody who is here on business to discuss the potential about restricting Ten Thunder's influence among the downtown Malifaux City. The third person you are introduced to is Walter Grimwell. Walter Grimwell is a noteworthy physician and doctor, and his pastimes are a little bit dubious, to say the least. He seems to enjoy talking about work in a lot more detail than makes people comfortable in social circles. Very few people gather around him as he is speaking. And those are the individuals that you are introduced to, Gus.
Great.
Meanwhile, at the bottom of the stairs, back in the galley, Eve, you and Philip are still, socializing and milling about when somebody walks up behind you. I say, enjoying the festivities? I must say,
I kind
the
of startle and jump and look back.
looking back, you can see. It takes you a moment, but you notice the man from the portrait that you're staring at, standing right behind you. Yes, I'm going to say the portrait was rather garish, but they insisted that something needed to be hung over the mantle, and well, I hadn't caught my first Malosaurus yet, so portrait it was. Ah, where are my manners? He, sort of takes a big draw from a big cigar, and he goes to sort of drop it on the floor, but it mysteriously disappears, as if he never dropped it. A servant had come in and gone out so quickly that, to catch it before it hit the ground, and he stretches out a robotic hand, not to Philip, but to Eve. You hear it whirring and clicking, and as an engineer, I'd like you to make a blacksmithing check.
Okay, so how do I flip a card here? I can pull it off the deck, and then what? Whoa.
Pull it off the deck, and then pull it off the deck in the center of the table, and press F.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's it. All right.
All right.
6 of rams plus your blacksmithing. What do you get?
Okay, plus blacksmithing. That is okay. So the rating is a 3. Is that what I'm using, or the AV?
AV.
Okay, so the AV is a 4.
Okay, so that is a 10, which is plenty. As you feel his firm grip, you immediately can tell that this is a state-of-the-art piece of work. The joints are elegant and well-greased, and seem to run deep within his body. Even through your own metal, you can kind of feel as he shakes that it's more than just his arm. Most part of his chest as well has been fitted, and this person has definitely got a lot more, I suppose, confidence in his prosthetics. As he shakes your hand, he says, have you been enjoying yourself, ma'am?
Yes, I have. This is wonderful. It's very nice to meet you. I'm a big admirer.
Ah, you flatter me. I'm Philip, sir. Yes. As he says, well, Miss Evelyn, was it?
Yes, Evelyn. That's right.
Enjoy the party, and do take the time to introduce yourself to where is the bastard? There he is. There, rather pale-looking fellow in the 10-gallon hat. Yes.
Standing off in the corner, away from everybody at this stage, just people watching.
Yes. Be sure to introduce yourself. Good fellow that. Great surgeon as well, if you follow my meaning.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate it. I have to admit, I don't have too many friends here. I'm not very well connected, so.
Well, what is Christmas for, if not for meeting new people?
Right. Well, very good. And the food's great too, I guess. Nervous laughter.
Yes, no, hunted it myself. The dreaded mallow turkey. Yes, that was a hunt to remember. The dreaded 3-headed cockatrice from hell. Almost devoured one of my dogs. No one ever tells you that turkeys themselves can be quite deadly, but the malifaux turkey, yes, and the way they breathe fire, one could scarcely believe it.
Wow, that's
Hear me
amazing.
going on. Please, enjoy the festivities. I must introduce myself to a few more before I head up the stairs and meet with the real hunters. Ha ha! Bully!
Yes, well, thank you, sir.
He does not seem to wave at you. He just seems to wander off.
It's on the next mission.
In his own direction. Yep, to the next mission. But yes, you can indeed see off to the side. Zach, you are you're kind of pulled away as Booger and Sarah. Well, Sarah's more like kind of paying attention to Booger, mostly out of politeness. You can kind of tell is like trying to make Booger feel warm and welcome, and comfortable and stuff like that.
I'm in love with this meat. So Booger's like, I love you so damn much. What is your name, huh? What's that? Celeste. Oh, well, Celeste. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
You kiss it, and this like sort of bead of like cranberry sauce and turkey juice.
I just rub my face against it.
It's a very cruel intentions moment, but with saliva and turkey juice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I walk back away from them and just kind of take my drink and go and stand in a corner, people watching, hoping that I don't have to see too much more of Booger, if you know what I mean.
Nope, makes perfect sense. As you do so, you are approached by two individuals, a sort of a well-dressed tradeswoman. You can kind of tell by the way she wears her hair, and of course calluses on her hand. And the person next to her, who seems to also sort of be from a trade, as you can kind of tell from very stubbled kind of and rough around the edge appearance.
And these are the ones that I've seen talking to Lord Cooper just before.
Yeah. Who you also noticed pointed directly at you very obnoxiously and was like, that guy.
that guy in the hat.
See him
you
in the hat?
hear things drift over the crowd.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing he didn't do was to sort of go,
Specky guy. Yeah.
So I would probably walk up and just say, I would be very pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Eve. And you can see, Philip would probably see a little bit more wind in my sails here, a little more confidence now.
Yes, I believe introductions are in order, given the Lord himself told you to come over and say hello. Well, salutations. My name is Dr. Zacharias Milton Buchanan. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Eve. And I take the hand and I go to do the hand kiss thing, but I bring it just close enough to tickle the mustache, and then I don't actually touch it with the lips.
And she seems rather intimidated by your, a little intimidated by the gesture and by the very long name, and decides to lengthen hers. That's full name, Evelyn Roche.
Evelyn Roche.
Charmed.
I do believe I once met a Roche. They were a lovely family. I don't anticipate that you were your relation. They were in a completely different part of the world. Your friend here?
Oh, this is Philip.
Lovely to meet you, Philip. Just give him a solid handshake.
He ignores your handshake and seems to be entirely focused on the gremlin that seems to be making out with a piece of turkey.
It's getting
rather
weird.
He's just
interesting
staring.
company tonight.
Yeah, he's just staring like...
This is the second or third of my visitations to one of these Christmas events. How about you?
Oh, for me, it's the first. The union, the Mining and Steam Filters Union, seems to pick a different group every year. It kind of rotates, and well,
Right.
my turn this year. Good food.
Yes, I've
drink.
not yet encountered such company, and I gesture in the direction of the gremlin. But
You're so
hopefully-
damn beautiful. I love you so much.
hopefully it will
It's okay.
only serve to
It's
liven up
okay.
the evening.
Let them stare. Let them stare. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's a little bit, well, interesting.
So what is it you do for a trade, Evelyn?
Well, various things that keep my hands pretty dirty in general. Welding. I've done a little mining in the past, but these days mostly working in the smithy.
Is that right? Smither. That's an honorable trade. You're quite the tradeswoman. And you work in the same field, Philip?
Turkey getting kissed by a gremlin?
Yeah, I'll
He
take
does,
that
yes,
as a yes.
he does.
Did he come in with a bit of turkey? Or...
No, he took it from the plateau.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know where I went there. Philip, Dr.
Zachariah.
Zachariah, Zachariah,
Milton Buchanan.
Milton Buchanan. Yes. No, I also blacksmith work with.
He
Yes,
kind of gives him
yes,
an elbow
that's-
to the belly, and just a little like pull it together, man, sort of.
Yes, I'm also a blacksmith.
Are you a couple, if you don't mind my asking?
What? No. No.
Just friends.
Yeah, just friends. Platonic.
Very well.
Work colleagues.
And is your husband here, Evelyn?
No, I don't have any family to speak of. I don't make much time for it, to be honest, given the trade. I enjoy my work.
I find that we are kindred spirits in that regard. My trade keeps me busy. My hands get dirty on their own right, and I show that I'm wearing leather gloves. But dirty with a different kind of material than oil and grease, I suppose.
There's
I will not.
What is it you
I will
do?
not- I'm a surgeon and a doctor.
Oh, that's right. You did say doctor. Yes, of course.
That's right. But of course, there are other types of doctor. I'm a medical doctor.
Very good. Respectable.
Booger. Looking
Yes.
under the table while you're making out with the turkey, you can see a pair of goblin or gremlin feet sticking out from under the tablecloth.
Hey! Come on, Celeste. We're going to see what that is going on. Yeah. Hey!
You wander over, yelling at the table. Several of the people sort of part ways as you get closer to them, and you see the feet sort of scurry underneath the table.
No need to hide. Come on, move. Hey!
As you lift up the curtain or the little tablecloth, all of a sudden you are grabbed by the shirt and pulled under the table. What you see is a gremlin with a thin mustache, a red beret, and he says, "Shh, be quiet. What's wrong with you, huh? The tall folk, they do not like the goblins or the gremlins.
Yeah.
What are you doing, huh? You're going to scare all the food away."
Yeah, I don't know what food you like. I like your hat. Where'd you get that
Hey,
from?
don't you touch my hat, huh? Touch your hat.
Don't touch my hat.
Don't touch my hat.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Hello.
What you doing?
Well, let me introduce myself. Here, try some of this. They call it cheese.
Cheese.
He hands you like a wedge of something, and as you hand it, it feels sharp and crumbly. There's a sour but sharp smell that permeates. As you hold it, the warmth from your hand slowly turns it into an almost a semi-viscous, runny golden substance.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
He goes, "My name is La Rouge, and I am here to steal as much food as I can before the party goes into full swing, eh? That is why you have come here as well, huh? To steal from the poor suckers out there."
No, I just kind of walked in, and I met my beloved Celeste, and that's what we're up to so far. I met someone named Dr. Z as well. He's over there. You can lift up the table.
Pokes his head out. The doctor? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Tell you what, look at his hand. Look at his hand.
Look at his hands. All right. Is got hands made of leather?
Oh, yeah, his hands made of leather, but his hand, it's much bigger than both of ours, and
I mean, yes.
dare I say it's better than our head.
All right. So what you're saying is we should steal.
I want to steal his head.
Steal his hands. All right. Very well. You know what?
No, his hat.
Oh, his hat. Oh, I thought you meant you're stealing his hands. I don't know
No,
why.
no, his 10-gallon hat. It's huge.
Oh, it is huge. We could turn it into a boat.
Exactly. You'd use it to steal all the food.
Mais oui. We could put a lot of food in there.
Yeah.
I like your thinking, Monsieur.
Booger.
Monsieur.
My name Booger. This is Celeste.
It's a pleasure to meeting you, Booger and Celeste. Well,
I'm gonna
Rouge,
suspiciously eye him as he talks to Celeste.
do not worry. I know more when I see it. As he looks at the as he turns and he looks at the turkey, all of a sudden there's glowing and glittering. His eyes start to sparkle. Oh, you watch as he takes off his beret and brushes his 3 strands of hair back as he looks and he goes, hello, mon chéri.
Don't you talk to her, Celeste. Behave.
as the two gremlins plot underneath the table, up near the balcony. Gus, you are left to your own devices as you've mingled, with people. It's usual kind of mingling stuff, like, you're talking about your radio show, they kind of nod, they tell you about their various trades, when you are suddenly pulled away by Sabrina. So, Gus, what is your angle here?
Oh, ma'am, just here representing the guild, doing the best I can.
Yes. No, I've heard the spiel, of course. Yes, guild representation, yada. But the guild doesn't go to fancy dinner parties with, no offense, Chamberlain in the company of your kind. So, what's the catch?
That's true. I'm hoping to get a chance, to kind of better my station. I've done about as best as I could, as far as I could, and dealing with all these fancy people eating all this fancy food could potentially help me on a career path.
She kind of steps uncomfortably close to you. So you don't know anything then?
Well, ma'am, I know a good bit. I know sometimes when people hear my accent, they think
She looks around and she grabs you and pulls you into what looks to be a small little alcove. She places a hand kind of on the wall next to where your hip is to kind of look like she's having an intimate conversation with you. It's a trick that you yourself may have been familiar with, just to kind of get the scoop on things. As she turns to you and says, "This is not a party. This is a tradition that the noble elite use every year to try and gain favors."
Well, ma'am, I'm a little blushed. I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
It's a gambling bet. It's a gambling den. Everyone here has placed bets. Placed bets on the people here, down there. She points down. At this point, you can see there are 2 gremlins underneath the table pointing at a 10-gallon hat, and then sort of making gestures like.
Well, I mean, there's definitely 2 levels here, isn't there? I mean, you got some greenskins down there, and then you got us people up here. But I still don't quite understand what you're saying, Miss Sabrina.
Look,
you're saying we're betting on them?
No, they're betting on you. Just watch yourself, Gus. Okay?
I will, ma'am. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Are you familiar with anybody high up in the guild? Do you have any connections? Anybody you can introduce me to? Is there anybody here that maybe I should be talking to?
She rolls her eyes and she just goes, ugh, and she moves away from you, very cold, very despondently. Down on the bottom floor, you can actually see Lord Cooper himself moving through the various crowds. What would you like to do as you sort of see?
Immediately, as soon as I recognize Cooper, I'm like, all right, this okay, all right. So, listen, Chamberlain, I'm gonna head on down here. I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Cooper, thank him for the invite and everything, and then excuse me.
You kind of push your way through as you kind of make your way down the stairs. You kind of make your way through the crowd, and eventually come to the table where Booger, you and LaRouge have come up with a plan. The plan is pretty simple. Tackle the man with the hat, take the hat, fill it with food, and run.
That's a pretty good plan.
So
I think we can do it.
all right, now
He's bigger than us, though.
no, but there are two of us, you see. So what we do is we will rush them, and then I will jump on your shoulders, and then we will both be as tall as he is.
Wait. How about this? Listen here. How about we tie his shoelaces together when he's not looking?
That is a fantastic idea. I love this.
Roll over. Your hat will tell him along.
He won't see it coming.
All right, okay. What do you think, Celeste? Celeste thinks it's a good idea. But we have to be careful.
She is very smart. She is very smart.
He ain't one of no doctors. You gotta be careful because he's a doctor. He done all that study and he got that big brain that's all in that hat of his. We gotta be careful.
Does he have a bad case of loving you?
I don't know. He wasn't too harsh to me, but he can give an eyes to Celeste.
Well, if he did, then we might have something to work with. Okay, so we will rush out. We will tie his shoelaces together. We will knock him over, and then we will steal his hat and fill it with food.
How about okay.
All right. Very well.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
here we go. 3. No. 1, 2, 3. And as you run out, the both of you smack into the back of Gus's legs. Gus, you fall clean backwards onto the table as you crash through the table.
Good lord.
Food and drinks spill everywhere. The Gremlins, I keep calling them goblins. The Gremlins are covered head to toe in food and drink, and you're just all in a big, massive pile.
No, take his hat. Go.
Two goblins start pulling at your hat.
Who?
We ain't got time. Take it. Go.
Who's letting these gremliners in here? Let you green skinners get out. Get off me now.
This is a sticker. Give me your hat. Want it now.
As you do, as all of a sudden, Booger pulls out a gun and points it at Gus.
Give me your hat.
I never.
Zach and Eve, what's your response to that happening?
I say, good lord, Lord Cooper, can we have some order over here? I start to make my way over towards the kerfuffle.
Eve, what's your response?
No one needs to get hurt. I just need the hat. I'm a man in love. Give me my hat. Go on.
I look down.
Sorry. Eve would probably put a hand on Gus's shoulder. Did this happen very close to us?
Pretty close, like maybe about 2-3 meters away.
Yeah. So Eve would probably come over and kind of make sure Gus is okay. Maybe just kind of like put a hand on his shoulder and look very concerned.
I look down to where the turkey steak is now lying abandoned. And I quickly reach down and grab Celeste. And I reach into my trench coat and I pull out the concealed hunting knife that I keep on me.
Okay.
And I hold it to Celeste and I say, "Now you listen here, booger.
Yeah, I'm listening. Okay.
You drop your weapon and back away from this gentleman.
Clack, clack, clack.
Back away.
Okay.
Now, who's your gremlin friend? I don't believe we had the pleasure of an introduction.
He's LaRouge.
No, my name is Smith.
Oh, hi, Smith.
My name is Smith.
Smith.
Back away from this gentleman.
Okay, no need. Be cool, okay? There's no need.
Right.
There's no need for turkey side, okay?
I look around looking for
I love you, Celeste.
Lord Cooper.
Don't hurt Celeste. Please.
As you have somewhat disengaged the gremlins from their assault, Gus, what do you do as the gremlins move away from you? Your hat kind of lying on the floor next to you.
I grab the hat, I put it back on my head, and I'm just trying to tighten myself up. And as I'm getting up, I see the gun that was in the gremlin's hand, and I pick it up and I go. And it's funny because when we saw the shot of Booger holding it, it was this huge cannon, right?
Yeah.
But now Gus picks it up and he's like,
it's like one of those pea shooters that one would keep in their bodice. Like they pull out like this tiny little.
He looks at it and he goes, well, I don't know why they let these greenskins in. Look at this kind of cute little gun. It's a cute little gun you got there, buddy.
You break my ear. That's
Oh,
my
no,
ear.
next time you got to keep the string attached to the cork that you put in the top there. It makes the whole thing work a little bit better. Here you go, buddy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and ma'am, I appreciate the help and I appreciate the concern.
Absolutely. And she kind of like brushes some food off of your back.
I toss Celeste like a good 2 meters away from us to slop down on the floor and get him away.
Okay, Celeste, you'll never be in trouble again.
At this point, two very large individuals. Now, I say large. Now, normally when you think of these guys, you kind of think like, big, broad shoulders, muscles, and stuff like that. But these guys kind of like have the traditional dad bod, right? Like they've got their guts hanging out, but you can tell that every bit of them is like muscle. On their shoulders, they wear the pelt of a bear that seems to be kind of trussed up over their shoulders. And there's kind of like this very thick, kind of broad, very, very squarish features on their person. As one of them places this huge and heavy, hairy hand, one on LaRouge and one on Booger. They turn and they say, "This is it. Time to go. You have had too much eggnog."
I'm going anywhere.
As they kind of growl at you, all of a sudden you hear a voice coming from the back of the group. Well, I say, you can't be too angry. After all, this is festivities, and what's a good Christmas without some family fighting? These young Gremlin fellows seem to be just the sort of entertainment we needed. This party was looking rather dull anyway. So thank you to the two of you. And of course, I'm fairly sure that our esteemed guest here is not taking anything too personally. He sort of reaches over to Gus and sort of straightens up his tie and sort of, again, very superficially sort of picks some, like, ham out of your hair. Right, old boy?
Lord Cooper, it's a real pleasure to be in your company, sir. Real pleasure. I kind of put my hand out.
He takes you firmly by the hand and shakes it. There's kind of the sound of whirring gyros as he shakes it. Dinner and a show is absolutely on the ticket, and these two fine young fellows are responsible for all the evening's entertainment.
Booger is going to give a bow, and Celeste is going to follow suit as if we're on a stage. The meat just flops forward and flops back.
LaRouge curtsies as he does so. Yes, and of course, Dr. Zacharias, who would have thought you had it in you, eh? It was quick thinking.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with these critters, but I noticed early on that he took quite a liking to the food on display.
Celeste. How dare you? Her name is Celeste. It's okay.
And so I just did what any man would do. I apologize, but I think I recognize your voice. You wouldn't happen to be Gus Curry, would you?
It's funny you should say. That's exactly who I am, and I appreciate you being a listener.
Oh well, I'm honored, and I tip my hat forward, and then I go to shake the hand off of my leather gloved hand.
I shake your hand. I go, That is some powerful perfume you got on there, sir. I mean, it smells nice, but whew, boy, I can sure it's pretty thick.
Yes,
you smell
sorry.
good. You smell good, son.
I do lay it on rather thick. It's how my dearly beloved used to like it, and it's became rather a habit.
Well, God rest her soul, sir. It's a pleasure
God
meeting
rest
you.
her.
See, this is exactly what Christmas is all about. Good sport, good fun, and good food. You turn and you realize that the table that had been destroyed and all the food that had been laid around has now been cleaned and cleared. A table and a new spread filled with not so much the same food as before, but fruits and cream, some cheese, some fresh honeycomb cut into sort of like artisanal shapes is placed out on the table in its stead.
Can I look up to the balcony real quick? Can I see Sabrina?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
As you look around, you can't ever see who's doing all this stuff. But Cooper turns and says, "Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any to now that everyone seems to be staring." You turn around. There's like almost like this awkward silence as like these crickets kind of can be heard as the commotion has happened. All right. Cooper stands and raises a glass. Ladies and gentlemen, gremlins of all ages, I would like to welcome you to the Explorer Society, a place of expansion of both knowledge and research. We've traveled throughout all of Earth to find the highest peaks, plunge the deepest oceans, and search the farthest reaches known to mankind. And it is here in Malifaux that we shall do it again. The Explorer Society will lead its head, and I would like to say that some of our friends, new and old, will help us on this journey. Friends with gumption, like these two fine young fellows here, he says, pointing at the two gremlins. LaRouche sort of...
I squeeze Celeste tight.
People who have a deep and meaningful understanding of what it is to be a part of a society, like our good friend Gus here. Of course, a society can't be built on kind words alone, and we need people such as those from the Steamfitters Union, like our good friends Philip and Eve here, who put not only their lives but limb upon their line to build upon the society that we so readily enjoy.
Hear, hear.
It is with this in mind that we open our gates as the Explorer Society to those, so that we may come together in a place and a time where one needs to most. Christmas. And before we get to passing gifts from the society to you. Yes, gifts, young one.
Ow.
And yes, you can keep your Celeste as well.
Oh,
And I will give
thank
Celeste a gift as well.
Oh, yeah.
I would like for everyone to raise a toast. I'm going to go around the circle real quick. What is Booger's favorite drink?
Oh, man. Moonshine.
Oh, yeah. You get not only moonshine, but the best way to serve moonshine to a gremlin is in a tin can. You have a tin can of moonshine. You smell it and immediately realize the brand it's from. This is the Brewmaster's special brand of moonshine. This is like the tippity tip top of the shine.
This is the shiniest shine ever. Oh, thank you.
Gus, what is your drink of choice?
Of course, I enjoy some sherry. It tastes good and it's good for the throat. So
Again, without realizing, you suddenly have a sherry in your hand. Its smell is palatable and tasty, and there's a sweetness that lingers long after you've inhaled the delicious vapors. Eve, what is your drink of choice?
Eve went for some whiskey.
Oh, yes. You get a vacuum-sealed decanter, a glass that you appreciate the engineering of, that creates a perfect vacuum around the actual center chamber where the whiskey is sitting in a rock of ice that is actually shaped to look as the symbol of the Explorer Society, which is a torch. And Dr. Zacharias, you are given a black cherry vermouth.
Ooh, delicious. Something fruity.
Cooper raises his own glass, a stout beer in a what looks to be quite a large pint, as he says, "A toast to Christmas and to another year of expansion. Cheers!"
Cheers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he drinks deep. As you all do so, the drinks you take are absolutely delicious. But then you feel something. Your head begins to swim and sway. Suddenly you hear the sounds of people falling nearby. There's thudding left and right as people hit the ground, and sure enough, you begin to wobble yourself before it goes dark, and you fall to the ground.
Run, Celeste, run. Get help.
All right. Now, this is the bit where I am going to be playing with my technical side, which I'm sure is going to be fun for everyone. As I very quickly...
Playing with my technical side. That's what it's called, huh?
That's what the kids call it.
That's what the kids call it now.
All right.
Black cherry vermouth.
All right. Here's hoping that everything looks awesome and amazing.
Wow.
The table looks good, but we can't. There you go.
All right. There we go.
Wow,
Ladies and
that does
gentlemen,
look good.
welcome to Tabletop Simulator. I have built my companions an actual wintry forest
Oh, wow.
for them
Super cool.
for them to enjoy as a map. Hopefully we'll get to see most of the really cool stuff there. So there we go. Yay!
Love it. That's cool. It's real cool.
All right,
Tabletop
now-
Simulator can do some good stuff.
All right, now the fate deck is over here, just off to the side, but I will come back to it every time we are going to draw from it. But in the meantime, however, you slowly...
Nate, did he make a good map?
Did I make a good map?
He made a good map, guys.
Yeah.
This is WASD20 approved.
Yeah!
Stamp of approval.
The seal.
I mean, that's about as official as it's getting. That's it. I can retire now. That's
Retire.
it. I've impressed Nate.
As I tell my students, you get 12 meaningless bonus points.
I like meaningless bonus points. Look, I am. Everyone knows that my ego is vain enough to take that as an absolute unaccountable.
Now,
All
is
right.
12 the maximum amount of meaningless points, or is
Yes,
Yeah,
it
what's
is.
the scale?
Yeah.
That's 12 out of 12.
The scale's
Oh,
meaningless.
okay.
All right. You slowly begin to come to. Starting with Gus, you feel a light tapping on your face as Dr. Zach, you are waking up.
Hey, you all right there, sir? Can you understand me?
Yeah, I understand you. What I immediately are checking
try-
to see if I still have my pistol with me.
Try not to move too fast. You may suffer a concussion. I just need to. I'd given you a once over while you were under, but I was the first to come to, and I was fearing that I was the only one alive. I figured I'd res you first. Didn't want to be accused of anything untoward by giving the old Evelyn a once over while she was not conscious. Are you feeling all right? Are you feeling yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. Do I have my pistol on my hip?
Looking around, you do not have your pistol on your hip. You seem to be in the middle of a cold forest. A snow slowly blankets it blankets the floor, but a snowfall slowly drifts down from the sky. The trees are covered in a thin coat, but nearby you can see there is a supply chest and crate lining up and around a large gnarled tree that seems to have the visage of a skull in its trunk. It is not alive, it's just what the tree looks like, because Malifaux, yay.
Yeah.
Doc, did you went down too after you took the sips?
I did indeed.
And you happened to be the first one to wake up.
I believe so. I didn't have such a strong drink. I was drinking vermouth, so I only took a little sip. So I'm not sure that I took quite as strong a dose as the others.
All right. Why don't you check on the little lady? I don't care what happens to this little green booger. I'm gonna go check and see what's in them crates.
Yeah, that's probably wise. I'll go and see if the lady's okay. I wander on over to the lady.
Very well. Making your way to the supplies, Gus, you can actually see that your belongings are indeed in among this, as well as some food, some water, and just some basic gear such as rope, flint and tinder, as well as what you think could possibly be a whistle or some sort of, it looks like a whistle, but it's kind of more like a shell of some kind. As you make your way over, Eve, it does not take much, and again, you are roused by Dr. Zach.
Don't be startled, my dear. Are you feeling all right?
Well, the whiskey was delicious, but what happened?
I do not understand what happened, Rattley. I do believe we were all incapacitated by the drink. The toast seems to have been a plant to knock us out.
Bastards.
I've given you a very quick once-over. With my professional opinion, you seem to be in good health. It is not a long-lasting effect.
You hear a sudden shout
Thank you.
as a gremlin suddenly sits upright in complete alarm.
No, good Lord. All right, calm it down, booger. Calm it down.
No. Start digging through the snow and looking all over the place. Celeste! No!
You do
I
not
took
see
her!
Celeste was taken in safekeeping by your French-sounding friend Smith.
That son of a bitch. No, he had an eye for her. I saw it.
I do believe she's safe.
Ladies,
Now,
lady gents, and that thing. My pistol is right here in these crates here. We might be able to find Celeste. And what are you guys missing anything, ma'am? You missing anything?
I check for my things as well.
Yeah, I had a small hammer, and
Indeed, you find all of your belongings in and amongst
Start pulling them out.
Oh yeah, that one's mine. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Little
find
tiny
all
gun.
your belongings. Booger, even you as well find your belongings in there. You have a shoe, and you have some yarn. You've also found a paperclip that you have somehow fashioned into a shank. Your mama gave
Gonna
you
put
that.
you to
paper.
good use now. Gonna put you to
So
good
if you wouldn't mind staying still for one moment there, Booger, I'd just like to make sure that you're safe and in good health before we continue.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Go ahead.
And just out of medical curiosity rather than anything else, I'm just going to check him out. I don't even know if the doctor would know anything about gremlin anatomy, but he's just going to more professional curiosity.
You can absolutely investigate. He seems to be perfectly fine and in good health. Gremlin physiology is a little bit strange, but for the most part, there is a lot of similarities, and the only thing that doesn't make sense about them is their metabolism. They can apparently eat and drink enough to kill what you'd expect as a very healthy and hearty concrete rhinoceros.
Right.
So yeah, but apart from that, looks perfectly fine.
Well, the good thing about me doing that is that I've just employed my under my care talent from my Sawbones physician pursuit.
Nice.
Which means that basically you three are now under my care because I've given you a once over. And so whenever I do a first aid heal on you, you'll heal 1 extra hit point.
Nice.
Excellent.
Look at the teamwork already happening.
Teamwork.
Makes the dream work. All right. Suddenly you hear...
Get away from me!
It is the sound of Sarah.
Oh, I believe that was the messenger girl, Sarah. Which direction did it come from?
It seems to be coming from the north. You can also hear another shout shortly after. You hear the sounds of Philip.
Oh, shit.
Likewise, coming from the north.
I checked.
We need to head that
bullets in my
direction.
pistol.
Sorry, what was that, Gus?
I checked for bullets in my pistol.
There are absolutely bullets in your pistol. You each,
All right.
anyone with a firearm finds themselves with 20 bullets also supplied. Now, these bullets come in a box. Those of you who also, actually, you guys have emptied the supplies, haven't you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gus, as you, Dr. Zach, as you've emptied and gotten your belongings, among your belongings, you also find a very strange firearm, as well as a small, very, like a tarnished pamphlet type note that seems to be on your person. I have sent you the note on Discord. Should you wish to read it, or should you
I
not?
will check it now. Nah, just throw it away. I'll burn it.
Yeah, done.
Burn it
Bye.
unread. Bye then. Let me just open that up real quick. Oh yeah, here it is. Sir, I have a letter here. Oh no. Oh, I do, but excuse me. Could I just have your attention? I'm sorry. I know that there was
You got a big hat.
I do have a big hat. This here letter, I think it will be of interest to us all. It says, if you are reading this letter, then I have the utmost pleasure to welcome you to the Yule Hunt. All you must do is survive till daybreak here in the Twisted Woods.
Never eaten
And in
Yule.
doing so, you will be awarded 100 scrip. That is a lot of money. You may employ any means of ingenuity, strength, or guile to survive, just so long as you remain in the woods until dawn. Next to your camp, you will find food, drink, and some sundry supplies to help you. Good luck and Godspeed, Lord Justin Cooper, that son of a bitch. Survive. So he's
Somebody tried to
hunting us.
warn me about this, and I wasn't listening. I had no idea what she meant. Now it makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Oh, shit.
Well, I don't know. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but have you ever seen him hunt?
Yeah.
I have.
Did you see the heads on his wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no intention of becoming one of those heads.
Staying here is a bad idea. Where are we going?
No, yeah, we need to grab supplies and get going.
Is my abilities like limited? Like, can I only cast them so many times per day, or can
I
I
am
just?
pleased to inform you that Through the Breach is a game system where magic has no limit. You can cast
Hells
any
yeah.
of your spells an infinite amount of times per day.
I'm going to.
And specifically, if you are not in combat, you do not even need to flip to try and succeed in your spell. Well, as long as you are not in combat, you will automatically succeed in any spell you attempt to cast.
I want to teleport on top of Dr. Zacharias' hat.
Very well. In a few moments, Dr. Zach, you feel slightly heavier as a small gremlin is now atop your 10-gallon hat.
What on earth is? I tip my head forward to get my hat off of it. To get the hat off my head.
Booger,
And Booger falls off of it.
Booger, do you try and hang on?
Yeah, I try to hang on to the brim.
All right, you hang on to the top of his hat.
What on? What? Would you get off of my hat?
Hey,
sir?
look, I'm real little. I don't want to leave tracks, and I need to keep up with you guys anyway. Just let me ride your hat.
I flick him back up onto the top and place it Suddenly like having a chicken on my head.
Yeah.
Like, fan. You
My
better
legs
not
are just kicking back.
dirty my hat.
I will try not to.
If you've ever watched those old Looney Tune cartoons, it's like when the cat sort of is on the top of the bulldog, and he's like sort of in a big circle, and then just sort of plops himself down just on the top of the hat.
Hey, guys, what do you think Yule tastes like?
Yule?
Yule.
Yule is the time of the season that we're in. It's not a thing.
It's seasoned?
Yes, it's seasoned. We
Doctor,
are the hunt.
Doctor, every minute you spend talking to that thing is a waste of everybody's time, and Cooper's getting one step closer to us. Now, I'm fixing to getting here, and I think you should be getting too.
Of course. You're quite right.
Yule is delicious, and I'm sure we'll find it if we move quickly.
Oh.
As
I pick up the last of the supplies and things that are left for us, I guess.
Absolutely. As you're grabbing the supplies, all of a sudden in the sky, you see a streak of bright red. It illuminates the forest in a red glow momentarily before fading.
What on earth was that?
That's a flare, boys. They're coming. They're coming.
That signifies that the game is afoot.
All right. Now, we are going to go into the first element of Through the Breach gameplay, and that is, of course, an ongoing challenge. Now, during exploration, you are required to make a number of successful checks before you make a number of failed checks. If you fail, there are consequences. If you succeed, you manage to get through. Right now, you are going to be trying to navigate through the woods. Now, traditionally by the game rules, you can technically have one person make all the checks and succeed. But I hate that rule. So what I do as a bit of a homebrew rule is that everyone must make a check before someone makes a second check. So everyone gets a turn, everyone gets a shot. So, here are the skills that are available to you as you are attempting to escape. The first is going to be your track skill. The second is your wilderness skill. The third, your stealth skill, and lastly, athletics. So those skills again are track, wilderness, stealth, and athletics. So, you are beginning, and in order to succeed, I do also get to tell you this, in order to succeed, you must meet a target number of 9. To fail, if you fail 3 times before you succeed 6 times, you will have failed to escape.
Oh.
So.
Well, the good news is that of those 4 skills, I actually have, let me just recount them, none of them. So
nor do I, sir.
I don't think I have any of them.
Nor do I.
Well, I mean, look.
If we need bureaucracy, could we bureaucracy our way out of this? I've got that.
I have a contract. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm a doctor, not a fucking
I'm a doctor. I have doctoring.
All right. Well, this is going to be interesting. So, who would like to draw first blood?
Well, quick question for you, Michael. Do we need to draw our fate hands?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So each of you should have your deck of twist cards next to you. I'm gonna draw for Dread, so that he can actually see. So Dread, if you watch my screen, these are gonna be your cards. Can I please draw? No. Doesn't want me to draw.
And we draw 3, correct, sir?
Correct. You know what? I'm just gonna, if it's gonna be difficult, I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3.
Is this one my one? Yeah, that's my one.
Okay, so Dread, you got a 13 of tomes, a 6 of rams, and a 1 of tomes.
Okay.
So those are your cards.
And I can play these.
Yes, you can.
And they
will basically replace the card that you flip if you don't like the card you flip.
Yeah, dope. So they're like important.
Okay. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go.
I have. Is it like against the rules to tell people what you've drawn, or
No, not at all. Not at all. You guys are teammates.
I have 1 guaranteed success then because I drew a jack.
Oh, nice.
Do we? If we don't have talent points, if we don't have the rating in those particular skills, do we still add the respective aspect?
Yep.
Okay, good. And what are the respective aspects of the four skills you mentioned?
So, athletics is might. Track.
Okay, I'm good at that.
I think track, wilderness, and stealth are cunning skills.
Okay, I'm not too bad at that either. Okay.
And the target's 10.
Target is 10. So who would like to go first?
Wait, I thought you said target was 9.
Sorry, 9.
Okay,
What's
target's 9.
wilderness as well?
Wilderness is kind of like your ability to like kind of understand how nature works.
Oh, I mean like aspects. Yeah.
Cunning.
Cunning. Okay.
Okay, I've got 2 guaranteed successes because I've drawn a 7 and a jack, and I've got a +2 and a +3. So I'm fine to, even if I draw a failed card, I can swap it out for one of those 2 successes.
Cool.
So I will go first. I've got the letter, and I'm the first to wake up, so I guess I'll go first. So I draw from where's the fate deck?
Oh no.
The shared deck. It's by the cowboy. Right behind our tokens off the table.
This one over here. Oh yeah, there
Yep,
it is.
that's it.
So I will take one. Oh, nope, I just took the whole deck. I take this single one off the deck, and then I flippity dip. Oh yeah, nice low 3. That's what I wanted to start with.
Good start.
Well done.
So that's currently failing because I will swap it out for. Wait, which one am I doing? I'm doing the. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I will swap it out for my 7 of rams.
7 of rams?
Yep. Where do I put that?
Just put it in front of you. That's fine.
Okay, just keep it in front of me.
7 of rams. Okay, with your 7 of rams, as you begin to make your way through the forested area, you can see that there is a couple of scratch marks on one of the nearby trees. It looks as though something has kind of shredded the bark a little bit, but you realize that it's an animal trail of some kind. What animal, you're not entirely sure, but you know that if an animal is passing through here, chances are Lord Cooper isn't.
Yeah. So that's a 7 plus my either 2 for cunning or 3 for might, depending on whatever thingy Bobbit was doing.
Yep, indeed. All right, next up, who would like to flip next?
I'll go next. Okay, you
go
go.
ahead.
No,
You sure?
Yep.
Yep, whoever's got it, there you go. All right.
There we go.
Oh, 12 of rams on that flip. So
Plus my 0 might.
Oh yeah, no, can't forget that. All right. So you come across a large, kind of heavy-set log. Now, the trees in Malifaux can sometimes grow to tremendous heights, and normally you would need to walk around this thing, which, of course, everyone knows just puts you in literally a bottleneck for an attack. However, Gus manages to find some very, very nice handholds and climbs himself up, reaching down, helping everyone climb across this rather large log.
Nice.
All right, next up.
I'll go. I'll get you to draw for me if you can, Fate Master.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I picked up the deck. I did the thing that everyone does. All right, that is a 5 of masks.
Okay. I think I only have a +1 because cunning has a 1 in it, right?
Yep.
And we need a 9.
Do you have a 4 or higher in your hand?
He does have a 13. That's it.
I say take the loss.
Let's take a loss. So
Right.
let's say that we were doing stealth, and I'm accidentally speak too loud than I usually am meant to in a stealth situation.
Hell yeah, is this your first time being hunted? We get hunted all the time, you know.
I just reach up with my rifle and I smack him on the top of my head.
All right.
Would you shut up?
As you do that, what you hear in the distance that is all. Who would like to flip next?
I guess I will.
There you go.
Okay, so yep. How do I pick just one?
It's a swipe.
You have to be quicker.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah, you gotta click and drag quickly.
There we go.
Swipe. Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, nice flip.
That was a.
Ooh,
Whoa.
You're doing some real card shark shuffling right here.
I know, right? Like, I guess I succeeded.
Very nice.
Nothing to see here.
You did get an 11 of tomes, though, as you, what would you like to do? What skill?
So, yeah, I would probably be using athletics. I have a +3 to that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, with a 14, you basically, like the tangled briar and dry reeds that are covered in snow would normally hinder the group. However, you step in the front and manage to sort of bend and pull and rip aside some of the more tangled branches, allowing everyone to pass and follow behind you. That is 3 successes and 1 failure so far. Let us continue. Anyone is now able to flip. It doesn't have to be in the same order. Who would like to go next?
I think the doctor should go again.
Yeah, I'll go again, and I'll use. So I used my cunning before, right, to see that there was animals coming through.
Yep.
I'll use my athletics this time with a flippity dip of this.
7.
Oh, that's 7 plus 3 might.
Nice. All right. With your athletics, as you travel, you notice that there is, of course, a large kind of boulder that seems to veer around what looks to be dense and thick snow that is gathered in piles. As you kind of make your way through, you kind of use your arm to kind of shove some of that snow aside and help dig your way through, especially for Booger, who's riding on top of your hat.
Yep.
The others would still be like up to chest height if it weren't for you just kind of shoving this stuff around. All right.
Yep. I turn my rifle to the side and kind of use it to dig a little as well.
Nice. To make it something a little bit more reasonable. All right, who's next?
All right, I'm going to use my might, my whopping 0 might, because we're not going to use my cunning because I'm -1.
My might is a
All
-2.
I'm going to go ahead and cheat in.
A 7?
Oh, wait, no, that doesn't help us.
Yeah, keep that.
Hold on.
Don't help you at all. I mean,
What
you
am I
can.
doing here?
I'm gonna cheat in a 7 for a 7.
All right, so remind me what's the ratio? We need how many successes?
You need 6
6
successes before 3 failures. You are currently on 4 to 1.
All right, I think so I've got a 13. I don't want to use it here. Do you think we should just take the fail?
Yeah, we can afford to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All
So
right.
let's find out how unmighty I am.
All right. As you attempt to make your way forward, a strong wind begins to howl and blow. As it does so, you're kind of finding it really difficult to kind of fight back against the oncoming high pressure winds. It chills you to the bone, and you can feel like kind of a stinging as the winds push back against you. Now, for the time being, as the winds are pushing, you will all suffer a negative flip for the remainder of the round.
Shit. Oh my god.
Sorry, guys.
We're gonna fail.
We all decided.
Is there any of the either of the two of you remaining have a guaranteed success in your twist deck? Twist hand?
I do, I
Control hand?
believe. Let me see here.
Now,
I've got a
before
12.
Before these get 2 in, I'm going to very, very gently inform you of the rule that if you have a negative flip to a skill, alas, you may not cheat that skill.
Okay. It is all up to the fates.
Yeah, it really is.
All right.
All right.
Booger, you want to go next? or-
Come on,
I think
Booger.
I want to go. I want to go.
You want to be the one to
All right,
disgrace?
Booger.
Yeah. Let's go with cunning. So we'll go with wilderness.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Thinking of Celeste, I try to track through the sheet of ice and wind.
You start to smell.
You have to pull the card.
Oh yeah, goddammit. That is a 9.
Hey!
That's good. One more.
All right.
Oh, but it's a negative flip, right?
It is a
Yeah,
negative flip.
Oh,
Just needs-
damn! I was so excited.
So it's
That is
a,
a-
Motherfucker.
That is a 3.
No.
Unfortunately. So as you begin to smell, you smell something, Booger. You smell Celeste. You know that cranberry perfume anywhere. You begin to use Dr. Zacharias had as a guide and make your
That
way.
way!
What are you doing? Would you sit still up there?
We gotta go that way!
You hear the
No,
sounds
we have to go this.
of cracking ice.
That don't sound good.
Yep.
All right. As you have found yourself on a frigid ice floe, and nearby,
Ooh, yeah.
what you see is a pack
Pussycats. They're
of
perfect.
3 cats who seem to be devouring something. You see in the center of these particular cats, and we're going to watch my
It's gonna
artistic
be amazing.
skills here.
I'm gonna judge you. It's gonna be great.
All right, so is
That
The
is
Mona Lisa.
definitely-
Holy cow.
that's- Yeah,
Get it? Yeah.
that is a goblin. It's a. Are we playing Pictionary? All right. It's
It's a
2
rabbit.
words. Is it? It's a
2
pineapple.
syllables.
Is it
It
pineapple?
is a pineapple. I
It's
see
a
the
large
pineapple.
fish.
It's a
It is
pineapple.
very much a pineapple.
It's totally a pineapple.
Okay. Oh, come on. Look, I just want you to be.
Base the pineapple with
That.
this stalk. Or from the other way up. Look, there's a head and a body. With it's
Oh!
disappeared.
It's
Beating it.
disappeared. Okay, hold on. All right, look. All I need you to do is use the color I choose. Why aren't you choosing the color I choose? Apply. Thank you. There we go.
It's green. It's green. It's pineapple.
All right, there we go. All right, come on.
It's a flower.
Oh, I know what it
Steph.
is.
It's it
Somebody
seems
with
like
a
dead
red
goblin
beret.
to me. Yeah, it seems like a dead goblin to me. Gremlin.
All right.
Wow.
There we go. Aha!
That's weird. That's weird. I can see it on Tabletop Simulator, but I can't see it on the.
On the stream?
Yeah, I can
oh,
see
because
it
he's
on the
green.
stream,
Because
but
it's a
it's-
green screen.
Oh, because it's green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
You can see him. You can see him made out of dark
That makes
wood,
sense. That
Yeah,
makes
there you go.
sense.
All
Okay,
coming
so there you
together.
go. There you go. That's where he is. So, there you go. That you can see, of course, the deceased body of LaRouche being devoured by these 3 cats. However, as Booger has smelled Celeste, Celeste is in LaRouche's jacket,
No!
which is actually incidentally what attracted the cats in the first place.
So,
oh,
how does initiative work?
Oh, well, first of all, it works by me doing this.
I believe I read in the rules that initiative just works by I get to win.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just-
Yes, that's
I get
exactly
to-
right. I
like,
read
if
the
I-
same
Called the
thing.
Rob wins rule.
The Rob wins. Yeah.
Rob wins.
All right.
Faded go first. That's what
So-
I remember reading.
Oh, yeah, Faded go first. Okay, so the way this works is each... Good effort. All right.
Good try.
Also, do let me know in chat if the volume is too loud, because, again, I can't tell. All right. Everyone flips a card from the top of the deck, and they add their initiative. This will determine your order. Now, the cool thing about Malifaux and Through the Breach, is that the Fate Master, aka me, does not flip anything. You guys actually flip all the cards. So when you attack, you flip attack. When I attack, you flip defense. That's how this works. So
Ah,
everyone draw a card, and then tell me what your initiative is.
My
got a
initiative
3.
is. I got an 8, but I got a -1 on initiative.
My audio could be louder? Okay, I'm going to turn up my audio.
Someone draw me a card if you can, please.
All right, there you go. You got a 6 of masks.
What's your initiative, Booger?
My initiative is. Oh, I mean, I was looking at this before. It's on the 3rd sheet.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we
It'll
go.
be under your
a
it'll
3.
be with your skills.
Yeah,
3.
yeah, it's the first
Oh,
one.
geez, you're fast.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can't read this card. Is this a 1, guys?
That's an ace. That's a 1.
That's a 1. Yeah, that's an ace.
Yep,
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we have for our initiatives?
I got
So
a
it's gonna
7 total.
I think I've got a 9 total. So you're a 6, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be Booger,
Yeah.
the Doc, myself, and then
Booger the duck.
And
Booger,
Eve.
the Booger on the Doc, and then Gus, and then Eve.
Yep, I'm last.
All right. The Horcats get to go at...
Horcats.
Filthy Horcats.
Filthy Horcats.
All
Go
right.
get them.
All right.
I'm just glad the gargoyles didn't come to life. Yet.
Yet?
Yes.
We got still some more negative flipping to do.
There's still that. Oh no. Well, no. This is now the end of that.
Okay, the challenge.
The challenge. Yeah. It's just you failed,
All
so you came across the ambush. If you
Got it.
succeeded, you would have come here after the Horcats had finished and left.
Got it.
All right. So the Horcats gain a 9 on their initiative. So I think
That's bad.
that's just after the dock. Yeah.
Just a quick
yeah, I got
question.
I got a 7.
Okay. So that's
No,
before
it's
the
going to be
dock.
after Booger.
Is AV the what I add, or is it not what I add? Is rating what I add?
That's what
AV
you
is
add, is the AV.
Is the AV? Okay, so it is a +3.
Okay, so for the purposes of combat, every single person gets to take 2 actions during their round. There are some things that will require more than 1 action. Now, Booger, as it is your turn first, you can cast spells, but you are an Oxfordian mage. So here is how spellcasting works. Normally, it would cost you 1 action point to cast a spell. This, however, requires you to flip from the deck and get a particular suit in addition to getting a high enough number. However, as an Oxfordian mage, it means that you can spend 2 actions, or you have to spend 2 actions in order to cast your spell, but you don't need to fill a suit. So you can basically
Nice.
cast spells way quicker and way easier, but you only get to do 1 a round.
Hells yeah! All right, and range here as well. There's 6T, and then there's also 5 with the apostrophe. Is that 5 feet?
Yes, correct. That'll be 5 foot, or however many foot.
So yes, I have to. So I'm not nearly close enough to cast either of my spells.
You are actually close enough. Actually, sorry, let me rephrase. What you can do here from your advantage of the height is I will allow you to see further, therefore cast a little further, if you
Okay,
would like
dope.
to.
And I have elemental projectile, which means I can choose the type because it doesn't have a type there.
The elemental type, you have fire.
So okay, all right. I'm gonna use elemental projectile. I'm gonna take in a big hail in, clearing my nose. I'm gonna spit a loogie into my hand, rub them together, and as I do, fire starts to lick up between my hands, and I pull them out, and I start to laugh manically as I throw them towards the Orcats, was it? Or the Orcats?
Orcats.
All right, you fire a bolt of fire across the way and towards the nearest Horcat. As you do so, let's see.
And you threatened Gus with a pea shooter?
It's very true. All right, they have no special defenses, so you flip from the top of your deck. Let's see what you get. That is a 3 of masks.
And the AV on that is a 5. For
Okay,
8.
so that is 8. So what's the TN of your spell?
The TN. I don't think there is a TN for elemental projectile.
It should be under your attacks on the first page.
Yep. So I've got attacks, elemental projectile. AV is 5. Damage is 1, 2, 3. Range is 5.
And below the range?
Below that. Okay. It is a 6T.
A 6T, so you need a 6 of tomes. So with your 5, that gives you an 8 of mask, but because we ignore the tomes, that is going to be high enough. However,
Hell
that
yeah.
is not going to be high enough to hit them. You need, in order to hit them, a 10. So you're currently at 8, so you need a 5. Cheat with a 5 or higher.
I'm gonna cheat.
All right, you have a 6 of rams. Do you wish to use it?
Let's do that.
All right, you cheat with a 6 of rams. As you do so, the fire hits. Now, because the fire only beat him by 1 hit, 1 damage, we do what's called a negative flip for damage. So we flip twice and take the lower, which is medium damage.
Nice.
And heavy.
Nice.
Which means that we're using our second set of numbers on that damage list, which is...
Second number. Okay, so it's 2.
2?
It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 2
All right.
for medium.
Very well.
You got like little like tiny ping pong ball elemental balls.
Yeah, again, it's exactly that you explained before with the pea shooter. It looks epic, close frame, and then there's like this massive cinematic fireball, and it's just like.
All right. As the fireball strikes the cat, it turns to you, and as it does, you can see it. Well, not only has it paid attention to you, because it was ignoring you up until this point. Yeah, this thing looks over and opens its mouth.
Nice.
All right. It is now also burning, meaning it'll take 1 damage at the end of each of the full rounds.
As the flames rise around you.
All right. The Hawkats now get to act. They will, without a shred of doubt, make their way towards you, moving at 5.
Thank you.
Moving at 5 yards around. They will move close.
Is he up on my hat? Should we put him like
Yeah, he's on
in
your
front of me?
Actually, you know what? Fine. I will just bear with me. There. He's locked in place, so we'll need to move
Nice.
him. The other 2 will double move, but they won't be able to attack this round. This guy, however, is going to make an attack. This guy is going to make an attack against... he's going to try and bite and grab the goblin off the top of the hat. Because, you know, the goblin's the one who set him on fire, so I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you need to make a defense duel, and you need to beat a 10.
Okay. Is there a defensive skill that I'm looking for?
There is. It is just under your primary stats.
Yep, I see it there. It's
And-
derived
Derived
defense.
aspects.
Yeah, derived aspects. Defense is a 3.
All right,
In
that gives you a
brackets, I have A1.
16. So,
Nice.
so the cat reaches up as it
Wait
scratches.
for you.
Zach, you instinctively duck backwards, which is what drags the young bugger out of range of the cats. All right, that is the
Did
cats.
he beat it by like a margin or anything?
He did not. He beat it by 1. All right.
Ow.
That is those guys. We then go to, I believe the doctor.
There's the
All
doctor.
right, yes, I believe that's me. So this one of these kitty cats is in range of me, like my melee range.
Yeah, no, that's within melee range right there.
Is there a detriment for me firing my long arm rifle within melee?
You won't be able to. You'll need to disengage in
Yeah.
order to try and make some distance.
All right, so I will. I've got a hunting knife concealed, so I could bring that out.
Absolutely.
Is there like, do I have to put away my hunting my rifle or anything like that?
Toss it
You do
aside.
not.
All right, I'll just reach in, then I'll let go with one hand on my rifle and reach in and grab the hunting knife out, and I'll go for a slash with the knife.
All right, you try to slash at him. All right, flip your
I
card.
have a 5 AV in melee,
All right, to hit the creature, you need to get a 10.
so I need to get a 5 or more. Is that right?
That's correct.
Wonderful. Here we go, and from the fate deck, I got a 1.
That's a 1 of crows. That is not enough.
The 1 of crows.
You
Nope.
may cheat it if you wish to.
No, I do not wish to.
All right. The dagger, as you sort of go to slash at it, it jumps backwards instinctively. This agile cat, avoiding your blade narrowly. Gus, we then go to you.
Do I have 2 actions?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Or is it 2 actions to attack?
2 actions. One is to draw the blade, and the second.
One
would
to
be
draw,
attack.
one to attack. Gotcha.
Yeah. Everything is pretty much an action. So.
And it's gonna be Eve, not Gus.
Is it Eve? Oh, sorry, Eve.
You're
I am
muted.
going to move up to the closest one, and well, let me see here. There's already one right on me, so I'm going to just hammer down with my robotic fist here, and that is going to be, let's see. So the AV is a 6 on that, so I'm going to draw.
Very nice. You know what? I'm gonna try and just very quickly adjust the lighting.
Oh, nice.
I did the double flip again, but there we go.
You're
Okay.
Much better. I was wondering
So
why it
that
was like looking
will
so
succeed.
coppery. All right, so okay, with the success, what did you get for your total? Sorry.
So that is going to be a sorry, that's a 9 plus 6 is 15.
Nice.
Okay, so 16 to a defensive 10 means you get a straight flip. So flip one card, and that is your damage.
Okay.
That is a weak.
I got a 1.
Now, keeping in mind, because it's not a negative flip, you can cheat this.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a
Sure.
6 or higher or a 10 or higher?
Sure, I will
Or
go
what
with
kind?
well, I've got a 5 and I've got a
Yeah.
12.
What's the difference between your moderate and your severe damage? So what's the difference between the middle and the
So
high?
I've got with my metal fist it's it's a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, not worth cheating. Take the 3.
Yeah. So I'll take the 3 then.
All right, 3 points of damage.
And then do I get another action or
You do get another action.
okay, can I hit it again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that again. So I hit once and then I come back with kind of an uppercut the next time and that is 2 plus 6 is 8. So that is not going to
That is going to miss. As you...
5
and you
will
hit-
succeed, though.
Oh, you know what? I could. Yep, I'm gonna go with my. If I can cheat that,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
go with
cheat it.
my 4 because that'll bring it up to 10.
Yep, that'll hit. So,
Okay.
nice.
as you swing with your fist, there's you kind of miss the first time, but then you hear this as pistons begin to fire off, and a gust of wind brings that elbow back and thrusts into its nose. Now you flip 3 cards and take the lowest as you have equaled
Okay.
its attack.
Okay.
Medium
That's a
damage.
10.
Low damage.
That was a 1, I believe.
Yep.
I cannot do this, guys.
Just hit F once. There you go.
And medium damage.
I am hitting F once.
So low damage, which is
All right, so that the 1 is gonna be my lowest.
all right. So you deal
And-
1 damage to him.
Okay.
All right. That then
So
brings us to Gus.
To Gus. So quick question. He did 4 damage total. What's the cat look like now?
The cat looks like it is swaying and. Oh, actually, no. What? No, that'll actually take out the cat.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cat
Yeah, so
goes
I imagine
down.
my uppercut just kind of. I feel this crunch underneath my robotic fist as it just goes flying back and thuds against the ice.
Oh yeah.
So
now
Gus
as-
going. Oh,
Oh.
go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. As the cat hits the ice, however, you hear this telltale.
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling maybe we shouldn't be fighting on ice.
We might want to back up, guys.
Back it up.
I had my pistol out. Right, Michael?
Yes. While traveling, you had your weapon of choice equipped and armed.
Yeah. So the first thing I do is I go, little lady, that's how you make a man fall in love. Pop a shot with the pistol at the one that's not engaged with Gus or with the doctor.
Yep. So the one at the back.
Yep. So
All
I've
right.
got a. I'm gonna flip the whole deck. Is that all right?
Yeah, totally.
I've got a 4 with.
Wow.
All right. So it's a 17.
All right, with a 17, that is a straight flip. As your pistol fires and you hit this creature solid. It is a weak hit, though.
That's going to be 2 damage. Let's go ahead and bring in my 7 to make it 3 damage.
All right, 3 damage. All right, done.
And then we're gonna do it again.
Was that an airport woman?
Now it's my Alexa.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Package arrived.
Oh, I am un fuego. That's a 15.
Oh, nice. Yep, that'll hit. That one is a negative flip as your second bullet hits the Hawkcat in the center.
Moderate. So that's going to be 3 more damage.
And that one then goes
Pop,
down.
pop. So I have the pistol out, really quite enamored by what Eve just did. Like, didn't know she had that in her. See her pop the cat twice, kind of tip my hat to her, and then even half looking cocky, pop with a pistol to take out the second one.
Nice. Okay, they're not dying, but they're dead.
Yeah.
There we go. They're just on their heads for some reason. All right. Okay. That then brings us to the end of the round, which of course burning damage takes over, and this very, very unfortunate cat takes 1 point of damage as fires from Booger's flames continue to ignite. The cat is yowling and howling. It is not pleased
Barbecue!
in the slightest. Booger, we're back up to you.
All right.
It's the one that's next to that's engaged with us that's on fire. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yep.
I do it again. Another loogie in my hand. Spit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to point out that this is an imaginary game, and during the era of COVID, please do not spit loogies into your hand.
It's not a good idea.
At
No.
any point in time, for any particular reason. There is
Do not
never a
try
reason.
this at home.
Yes, do not try this at home.
No,
We
I don't
are
know.
trained- we are
I've heard
trained
fire might kill the
professionals.
disease.
All right,
Fire might kill it.
4 to hit.
I don't think that hits. I'll cheat.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
hang on. So, yeah, no, that'll be 9, so you need to cheat. All right, so you can cheat with a 13. Throw that in there.
That's such a good card. Do we get to get cheat cards again?
Yes, you will get a card if you either, I think for Booger in particular, if you fail a magic check, or at the end of combat, you will get to discard and redraw back up to 3.
Oh, so so at the end of combat we're gonna get another 3?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go with the 13.
All right, your 13 goes out, and as it does, that brings you to a whopping 18, which, yeah, he's just gonna flip that one. You're gonna do weak damage.
Okay, it's a 1 then.
Okay, as it is, that will burn and ignite it. Can you describe the agonizing death of this poor individual?
Yeah. Imagine a furry teddy bear's fur burning back and curdling as it reveals pinkened flesh, which is agitated and burning away as well. We're gonna see Booger jump off from the doctor's hat, wielding the shank of paperclip, and just start stabbing into the flesh. Ah!
Damn.
Well, I gotta say, I've never seen a green skin do that.
I'm just
As
gonna,
he does, he jumps off, and the flames are flickering in the doc's glasses, and he just says, kind of under his breath to himself, "You will roast the beast on a spit of loathing." Almost as if he's not even realizing he's saying it.
All right.
Hells yeah.
At this point, I need everyone to make me an evade check.
I'll have to get
Evade.
someone to draw for me.
Yes,
Well,
I
have a-
will.
Have a 1 in evade.
That is a 4 of tomes for you, Dread.
Well, I have a 4
So that's an
as
8.
well. Yeah.
That is fine. You managed to. Well, let's find out what happens to the good doctor. You know, I can always tell which one Nate is because he's the one that's like acrobatically flipping cards.
I swear, I'm just pressing F once.
Ooh.
11.
11.
So-
Yep, that's fine. Eve.
I got a 4 minus 1 is 3.
Oh
Gus?
boy.
I also got a 3.
All right. Well,
Is this cheatable?
yeah, it's cheatable,
Hmm.
but it is
All right, in
before
that
you will
case.
draw cards.
Oh nice.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cheating my 13.
All right, you cheat
Yep,
your
and I-
13 in.
And I've got a 12, so I'm going to use that, which will bring me to 11.
In our cheat hands, 3 of us drew a 13 and 1 drew a 12.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty good hands.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are great hands. All right. So, let me describe what happens to you then. Yes. There we go. All right. So, as you you slay the last of the Hawkats, it cracks, and suddenly there's this huge bursting noise as the ice floe beneath you suddenly gives way. Chunks of ice begin to flow and crash into one another. Dr. Zach and Booger, you both leap and land face first on the bank next to where the Hawkats were on the other side. Meanwhile, however, Eve and Gus, you're a bit slow on the take and start to sink. You're on your own little islands. You look at each other in panic as you then jump from island to island, which sinks and flips over just as you land. But thankfully, the two of you move with enough haste and enough hustle that you manage to very narrowly, very just, manage to get onto the bank on the other side.
I rush to Celeste.
You rush over. Hold on, give me a moment.
Shoving aside the gremlin.
All right, hold on. All right. Oop, 1 second, that's the wrong one. This is it. Okay. As you approach Booger, you see the dead body of La Rouge next to you. His eyes glazed over, his tongue hanging out. His French mustache now revealed to just be two slugs that are slowly walking off his face. As you open his shirt, you can see that his stomach and guts have been removed by the cats. But you can't see Celeste.
I grab the corpse of LaRouche. Where is she? Where's Celeste?
As you do so, you smell that fragrant perfume, the cranberry, and you look in a nearby pile of dirt. You can see Celeste hanging out of the dry reeds.
I teleport over.
You appear next to the grass. As you do, you reach down and you grab hold of her. And then as you pull it out, you close your eyes. It's been bitten clean in half.
Yeah!
Much to Gus's surprise, he takes his hat off and puts it to his chest.
What the fuck is going on? Carry on. I'll let this scene play out. I'm happy.
I will avenge you, my love. We have to marry her.
Little man. What matters is the short life she had. You gave her great joy.
We have to marry her. Well.
Eve, what are you doing as Booger is having his eulogy?
Eve is just staring in bewilderment at the scene and motions and says, "How does one bury a Celeste?"
Did he say Barry or did he say Mary?
She dead. We're gonna bury her. Go.
I think you're right. I think he's saying Barry.
Bury her.
Down the
Rob, you're muted.
down the river, perhaps she could float her way to paradise?
Turkey meat heaven?
Yes. A burial by sea, perhaps.
Very, very traditional from my understanding for dead
Pick up
Dead
the dirty meat and I start
poultry.
moving towards the river.
poultry things.
All right. Eve, with your craftsman skills, you can make a very small makeshift boat very easily as you do so, and the doctor is walking off. He's left. He's gone. He's just this is far too silly. As you place Celeste on this bed of winter flowers into the water, She begins to drift downriver towards
I will-
a.
Spit a loogie in my hand. I will avenge you, Mallow!
You throw the flames, and the little boat.
Smells delicious.
It smells amazing. It's on fire as it makes it fly all the way down. And you watch as the ashes and embers float up into the Malifaux sky. The two moons of the night lingering in the air of this alien world.
Now, Booger, I'm telling you right now, if you ever mention this in front of any of my guild friends, I'm going to deny it. But you did done good today, boy, and she be proud of you.
Red hat.
Let's make her sacrifice worth it.
Gus's head.
Gentlemen, can I be the voice of reason for one moment? We are being actively hunted by a very prolific hunter. Someone who wants to mount our heads on the wall by the end of tonight.
So you're saying throwing fire and lighting up the sky is probably a bad idea?
I'm saying that leaving a trail of fire, heat, and smell directly towards us is probably not the brightest idea. Can we please get a move on?
No sooner than you say that does a shot ring out, flying through the air. I would like a defensive duel for Eve, if you would be so kind.
Oh boy.
Eve.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so defensive. Does this like evade again, or what does that mean?
No, okay, so this is like a combat defense duel. So underneath your main stats is your derived aspects, and there should be defense in there. Now, before you flip, everyone does get a choice to discard the cards that they currently have and draw 3 new cards. Now, Dread, I'm just going to be executive and say you don't want to keep that one. You sure?
Yeah, I'm very
You're absolutely sure. I want to make sure that you're, certain. I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
give you a bum steer. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
If we discard, can we choose to discard up to 3
Oh my
of them?
god. Sorry, Dread just drew a 12 and 11.
But they stay in the discard. They don't get shuffled back in. We just draw fresh, right?
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
they get discarded, and then you draw from the remaining deck.
And do I get to discard? Do I get to keep any of them, or do I? If I discard them all?
If you discard, you discard. So you discard first, then draw.
Okay.
But he can discard just an individual card, right? Or he doesn't have to discard them all,
You
does
can
he?
discard an individual card. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, so I can discard 1 of my 2 remaining cards and then draw back up to 3.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. I'll get rid of that 1 then.
All right, so there's the other half of the bad. I got a 9, 3, and a 1.
Oof. All right.
Okay.
Gus on fire. Look at that draw, Gus. Or not Gus,
that's crazy.
Booger. Nice
Yeah,
draw,
Booger's been on fire. Like the previous one, he got a 13 as well. So that's all his face cards used already. So yeah.
Great.
All right, so you said a defense flip for Eve?
Yes, a defense flip for
Yep.
Eve. which
Okay,
you can
here I
choose.
go.
Oh!
Joker.
Ooh.
All right, so,
That's
ladies and
bad.
gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you this handsome devil
Ooh.
known as the Black Joker. Now, in the game of Through the Breach, there are 2 kinds of fate. There is incredibly great fate, which is the Red Joker, and then there's this. This is the Black Joker.
This is the Nat 1.
Boy.
This is the Nat 1. This is the bad things happen. So, a shot.
Bye, Eve. It was nice knowing you. Everybody else, let's keep going. There's some things even a surgeon can't fix.
A shot rings out, and as it does... Oh, don't take the whole deck, Mike. There we go. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oof, brutal.
All right. So, Eve, you are the proud owner of 6 points of damage as
Oh.
you are shot straight in the chest. How many wounds do you have?
Oh, let's see here. 6.
All right. Now, I
Oh,
believe,
boy.
if I'm not mistaken, that you have armor because of your prosthetic.
I do have. Let's see. Yeah, you're probably right. It says gain plus on toughness duels to remain conscious.
Check under
I
your
don't-
does your defense have a 1A next to it?
Oh, let's check that out. No.
Does your item list list the prosthetics properties, and does it have armor on it? Should be on page 4, I believe.
Okay. Oh yes, armor +1. Yes, pneumatic arm.
Beautiful.
So basically, it works like damage reduction, and you actually only
Thank
take
God for that.
5 points of damage. All right,
Okay.
but the sniper shot does ring out and does hit super hard.
Yeah.
And you cannot see where it comes from.
Whew. Yeah, so I take a bullet to the shoulder and kind of just crumple to the ground,
Holy shit.
maybe on one knee. Yeah, blood starting to fall to the snow, staining it red.
Yeah. If you want to, anyone who wishes to can make a wilderness or a notice check to try and figure out where the hell that shot came from.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, why not?
What's notice based off of?
Cunning.
Oh God, all negative.
Oh, you have to draw it for me.
I can.
So mine is an 8 total.
Dread, you get an 8 of crows.
And I have a cunning of 1.
I'm gonna want,
So
I
9.
didn't see
Also-
Jack.
All right.
Yeah, and I got a 5 total.
And Zach, what was yours? Sorry.
Sorry, eight total for me. I was like,
total?
who's Zach? Oh.
All right. I'm Zach. All right, Booger, you're the only one who notices. The gunshot seems to have struck from behind. It is coming from this direction, which I will draw now.
He is over there. Do we run or do we fight?
We need to run. What are you kidding me? Did you not see the portrait of him with the gun he holds?
All
We need to
right,
get the hell out of here.
let's go.
Gus is gonna go over and help Eve.
No, I grab her. I get to her first, and I'm under the arms, under the shoulders, and start dragging back because I got a +3 might. So I'm a big beefy boy.
All right.
Great. I'm gonna cover with the pistols, walking backwards.
Is he way out of range for my fireball or my elemental
yeah,
projectile?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay.
All right. You begin to run, and as you move, we're going into another ongoing challenge. This is the escape challenge. Now, to escape, all you need is 3 successes before
Easy.
1 failure.
Oh yeah, easy.
All right. Now, keeping in mind, this is the one that you will actually repeat if you hit that failure. As you are being shot at, your challenges are athletics, acrobatics, evade, or stealth. Athletics is might, acrobatics is grace, evade is speed, and stealth is cunning.
I'm gonna evade
All right.
with a +4 if you can draw for me.
Ooh, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
try and-
your target number is 11.
Oh shoot!
That is an 8 plus 4 is
Plus-
12. That is one
very nice.
success.
Oh, that way, Gus. Watch out for that boulder. Jump.
Okay. We need 3 successes. So the highest I've got is an evade of 1. Anybody got better than a 1?
I got a +3 might, and I can cheat in two wins.
Perfect.
All right,
Well,
Dr.
that's
Zach.
what-
I'll go next. I'm dragging. Pretty obvious what my athletics is going to be. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here with holding another person.
Yep, you grab and you just run, head down, and rush.
All right, so I'll flippity
I'm
doo dah.
grimacing.
That's a 6 plus my 3 might, and the DC is what, sorry?
The DC is 11.
11, so that's going to miss, so I will cheat in my 10 of masks. Plus my 3 might.
Okay, very nice. Okay, you make your way, continuing through. You do indeed manage to barrel forward. 1 more is all we need.
Can I evade again?
No, we do need to give other...
have-
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Other
Yeah, go
people.
ahead.
I've got a
Can Eve
+3
do
to
this, or
might,
is Eve-
so I might. Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
Eve can do
I'm
this, yeah.
pretty badly injured. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So I guess
Do
mine would mostly just be pumping my legs, athletics, just really trying to move.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that's a jack.
So with that...
Nice.
And it's +3, so yep.
With that, you do manage to pull away and out from the from the range of the sniper that is shooting at you.
Ooh. Is Eve got the bleeding out condition or anything like that?
He does not.
No.
He is
All right.
definitely just injured.
So as soon as I feel like we've lost them, I'm gonna lay Eve down and try and do a doctoring check. A first aid kit. I'm not sure what I need to do, but
You will need to make
Don't
a
remember.
doctoring check to start healing. So
don't worry, I'm a doctor.
You walk over to Eve and start stitching them up. Gus, you're at the back of them and you've got your gun at the ready. Booger, are you still riding Zach's hat?
No, I'm on Gus's hat.
Oh, you're on Gus's hat. All right, Gus,
Yeah.
he sort of grabbed onto you and his hands like facing forward, like, you know, still like kind of keeping an eye out, seeing if there's anything to explode with fire.
All right, so I'm making a doctoring check, right?
Yes,
And
indeed.
you get a bonus from that talent, don't you?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, from the talent. If I succeed, you heal more than you heal one more than otherwise. And I've got a +6 to doctoring. What do I need to hit?
You only needed 5, so
So I can't lose.
You can't lose.
But I do get a benefit if it comes up tome. I don't have a tome in my hand, unfortunately.
Yep.
So
And
let's
you would
hope for a
also
tome.
And you also get a benefit based on how much above it you get.
Let's hope for a high tome then. Let's see where we go. It's a 7 of masks plus my 6, so that's a 13 doctoring check. Oh, I get to double flip because I've got a doctor's kit or something, right?
Yes. Flip 2, take the highest.
Yeah, boy. Here we go. Okay, so 7 of masks was the highest.
Nice. All right. So 7 of mask plus your 6, was it?
Yeah, so 13.
13. That's an 8. So basically, you will heal 3 hit points from Eve.
Is that including the under my care?
That is including under your care.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yep. Eve has taken 2 damage, and you didn't have a tome in that.
I didn't know.
All right.
Okay, so I am adding this back to my wounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question: If I have a positive flip, and the lower of the 2 numbers had been a tome, and the higher had not, could I have chosen to take the lower one in order to get the tome?
Yes.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay. So, that being said, Gus and Booger, as Eve is being tended to, you find something rather peculiar. Let me just move you guys here.
Hey, look at that peculiar thing over there.
All right. Hopefully my audience can
The good
see
thing,
this.
Eve, is I do see an exit wound, so the bullet is not lodged inside. It seemed to have passed right through you, and it doesn't look like it hit anything vital. It just shocked you. Probably hurts like hell, but you're gonna survive it.
Thank you, Doctor.
The side of a small cliff seems to be concealed by nettles and brambles that have been constructed around what looks to be a kind of lair or a nest. At this
Looks
point,
like some kind of nest.
you see bones, human bones, piled up in a strange effigy. The effigy appears to be of Santa, you think. A man in a red cloak, but there's something wrong. Large horns rising up and around, curved in a vicious kind of way, holding a sack that seems to depict writhing faces. The image
That's
you
bad.
see, just to share it with you guys, and of course our wonderful audience, looks akin to this. Up. Oh, maybe not. Do I have it? No. Oh, it's disappeared. Okay. That's okay. I have a backup.
You can only do a first aid check once per person per hour, by the way. So just in case people are like, why doesn't the doctor heal to full?
The doctor's spent.
The doctor's tired. There's only so much I can do about a bullet wound. Come on.
All right. So this
Oh, it's
is
Krampus.
Oh.
Excellent.
Good
all right.
lord.
This is the visage that you can see. And for our audience members, you should now be able to hopefully see that on screen now. There we go.
And are we in proportion here?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's in proportion for your big models, but not for the ones on the map at the moment. But yeah, so that is the visage, and that is the size difference between folks. All right, but yeah, you see
present.
Yeah, you see that the statue of this creature, whatever it happens to be, looming over what looks to be this pile of bones.
Oh, it's a statue.
Whoa.
Well, isn't he a pretty lady? So, maybe we don't stick around this ungodly shrine to who only knows what that is. Is there any chance
Doc,
that I do know what it is?
Well, Doc, can you tell how old them bones are? Any of them fresh?
I can certainly try, yeah.
All right, so to begin, anyone who wishes to may make a history check to try and figure out who the blazes this happens to be. Anyone who wishes to may also make a medicine check to investigate the bones.
I will do. Is it a doctoring check? No, probably not.
I'll do a history. Is that intellect?
Yes, it is.
I got a 10 for the history.
10 for the history.
Someone can draw.
Yep,
Also
10
do
for
a
the history is good.
I got a 7.
Okay, and that is a 6 of crows for you, Dread.
I have a 2, so it'll be an 8. Now, these fates or destinies, do they apply anyway, or is there anything else I should be looking out for?
Oh,
for
absolutely.
the curse?
So the destiny steps that you can see there, the poem.
Yep.
That you can see, that is how you level up. In this game,
Oh, wow.
unlike gaining XP, if you complete a story part of your adventure at any point in time, you can petition your GM, and he will give you a unique, customized power for your character to permanently have. Or you can
awesome.
use it to boost a stat, if you would like. All right.
That's awesome. And so, like, you need to draw that card and then somehow do the destiny with the card when you draw it?
No. You just as long as the poem is done, it's done.
Brilliant.
And
Okay.
it's specific to, like, you have to be the one to do it. For instance, under Western Destiny, I have you will roast the beast on a spit of loathing, which sounded really appropriate for him stabbing a flaming beast
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfectly.
with loathing.
Yeah, no.
So
absolutely.
that would be like a completed Western Destiny?
Yeah. That would be a completed
Cool.
destiny, for example. Yes. All right. So here's the history challenge. Story time. And you know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite characters from the that I play in the Through the Breach game. It is another Aethervox. I wouldn't say celebrity, but an entity, should I say, who is responsible for a strange and mysterious static that suddenly appears over Gus's Aethervox. Humans were not the only ones to fall under a tyrant's influence. In an age since the Tyrant War, many Neverborns have succumbed to the promise of the power of one of the 13. Many others, falling to victims of circumstance, mutated after being infused with even the tiniest fragment of a tyrant's magic. That was the fate of the Nephilim called Krampus. The Neverborn tell Krampus was ousted by his brood for some time. Crimes long forgotten were the responsibility, and alone and vulnerable, he made his way from the knotwoods of the northern hills. It was then he began to feel a change in the air. The winter was on its way, and there was a threat of starvation. The stories always tell differently, depending on who asks. The shamans say that Krampus made a bargain with December, offering his life in exchange for servitude. The smaller broods insist, however, that Krampus simply changed over time. Living so close to a tyrant's prison altered the Nephilim. His skin became pale as white snow, infused with the chill of winter itself. Wrapping himself in old robes and tattered garments, concealing his crooked and twisted body, A long beard with wriggling sack over his shoulders were the only things that often distinguished him from any other wayward traveler in the northern wastes. To this day, even the Neverborn issue warnings about Krampus. He is no longer Neverborn, but something worse, an agent of December, an embodiment of hunger and spite, desiring nothing more than to snatch away the satiated and feed upon their content souls. His bag, the one Krampus carries, is even known to be rumored to be a living creature in and of itself, a nightmare, a foul beast in service to the wicked Nephilim. The beings thrown into its slavering gullet are swallowed whole, never to be seen again. With each new victim, Krampus smiles a blood-stained smile and sends only flakes of dried blood to the snow below as signs of his attack. Perhaps the most unsettling are the stories that come from Earth, tales of the cloven-hood beast with long horns and scraggly beards, and deathly pale while reeking of blood-stained snow, existing and appearing every Christmas. It trudges through the blizzards and ice, impervious to the cold, a large sack tossed over its shoulder and hunched proportionally. These reports always coincide with heavy footsteps and the jingling of bells. Snowstorms signal the beast's approach, and curious enough are the survivors who say the monster is nothing but legend and mist, arising from the addled minds of those caught in blizzards. If the Krampus truly does stalk Malifaux, then run. Beware, for the beast may be coming for you, especially if it is Old Hallows Eve or Christmas, and especially if you are full and satiated. And with that, the Aether Vox crackles, and the voice disappears.
Nice.
I don't know about you
amazing-
folk, but I am not full or satiated. I'm starving and unsatisfied.
Yeah. I don't agree.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
step into the ring of Bones and Bramble, and hopefully that counts as one of my destinies, which is if you step into the ring of spears.
All right. As you step in, almost instantaneously, a howling wind rushes by you.
I just want to get a closer look. Oh, whoa, windy. Yeah.
What are you doing, son?
I just want to get a closer look. Hold on.
As you step, you can hear a noise.
Oh, that's no good.
Footsteps begin to approach from the west. And emerging, stepping out, you see a large horned creature.
Oh no, I don't like this at all.
No.
Had to go up there.
The beast you see looks as this. Now this one I do have. All right.
Goblin boy, maybe time to step back.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get down to my hands and knees.
Now,
Just gonna crawl out.
you just crawl out, whimpering a little. All right. This creature approaches from a snowbank to the west. And as it approaches... let me turn it so that I can face you. There we go. All right. Beautiful. You know what? You can be a little bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. All right. As you see this creature approaching, it holds in its hand what looks to be the severed upper torso of poor Philip, who hangs in his hands and claws.
No.
Can I take a shot at it?
Yes, you may. Make your attack, and I'm going to allow this to be a surprise round, so everyone will get a single action that they can do before this thing rushes at them.
All right. I got a 12. 12 of crows.
Plus.
Oh yeah, plus my gunshot thing is 5. I got a long arms 5.
All right, 12
So
is
17.
enough to beat its defense with a negative flip.
I got a 17 total.
17 total? That's a straight flip.
Yeah. So
Big
gonna
card.
flip.
Come on.
Here we go. And it's a 13.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What's your high damage? As you
Oh yeah. With my Enfield musketoon, I take a aim and I get a 4 damage.
4 damage. Nice.
I have a range of 16. I don't know what that means, but I've got a range of 16.
It means you're close enough to hit it. Okay.
Oh.
As you strike at it, the bullet flies, staining the ground. It roars yet again. All right. Anyone
Mike,
else?
is there any
Yep.
type of aim or focus or anything I can do?
I will allow you to take a focus action as the surprise round action if you wish to.
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and focus.
Very well. You concentrate, meaning you can spend this focus at some point or another to gain a positive flip on your next duel. Eve, what would you like to do in the fleeting moment?
I think
you may also
if I
react.
could, I would like to do the same, perhaps.
Focus?
Well, I guess I probably wouldn't have. I will just draw my shotgun.
You draw out
if
your
I-
shotgun.
Yep. If I can't focus, because that's drawing is my action, right? Or-
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yep. That's all I'll do then.
All right, and Booger.
Now, am I close enough to use it an elemental projectile?
What's the range on your elemental projectile?
I think it's 5.
Yet you are a
Yet.
little bit
Okay.
far away. Yeah.
I will. Can I also? There's a spell here or an ability here called I think it's like protect or give protection.
Oh, imbue protection.
Imbue protection. Yeah.
Yes, you can use that.
Is that a spell or?
It is a spell, and it works as a 0 action, meaning it's a free action. You can select someone and give them shielded.
All right. I'm going to look up to Eve, who is still, holding that expression of pain and exhaustion.
Hold my hand quickly.
A
It's
tiny
still
little
sticky.
gremlin hand reaches out.
Quick. Hold my hand.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna imbue protection.
All right.
There you go.
As you imbue protection, Eve, you have shielded 1, meaning you will not only have your armor reduce 1 point of damage, but your shield will protect you from yet another one as well, as you are surrounded by a magical energy.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Right. And with that, let's go into initiative. Okay, so initiative for everyone. Oh my god. So Dread, you got the red joker.
Oh hell yeah.
That is
Okay.
a 14.
Now I just held a hand and I got the red jerker. Can I make a petition to say that that's one of my destinies? I'm trying to check them off.
Maybe. We'll find out.
Yeah,
We'll
okay,
find
we'll
out.
find
We'll,
out.
we'll go through them.
I got
again.
an 11.
All right, with an 11. Okay, so hold on. Let me just calculate this real quick. So your initiative total, Dread, is
I have a +3 to that.
okay. So 14 plus 3. Okay. Let me just get rid of the Krampus real quick. You can go over there. Okay, so that's 17. Now, because we reached the end of the deck, guys, we get to reshuffle, and everyone gets to draw a fate card from their twist deck.
Hell yeah.
Dread, you gain a 4.
Hell yeah.
All right. So that was an 11, was it, for Gus?
For Gus. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 13 in my draw too from my fate deck, my twist deck.
Nice.
Nice. Have we reshuffled the fate
We
deck
have.
here?
Yep. We have.
Yep.
Yeah. I got a 9, just a straight 9 for
Straight
initiative.
Yes. I got a 5 initiative.
6.
Oh no! The server has crashed.
5 initiative.
Okay. Hopefully the server I will recreate in a second. we'll have a.
I'm still in. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'm still in as well.
Nah, give it a
Yeah,
second.
it just crashed for me.
And there it's there.
All right, that's okay.
worries.
Fortunately enough, it auto-saved at the right point, so we haven't actually lost that much.
Tech goblins.
Damn check
Get out
goblins.
of here!
All right, so that is
Everybody, put your tech goblin emotes in the chat and slide them.
Get it.
Swords.
tech swords.
Tech swords and goblins.
All right, so there's that, and then there's 11 for Gus. All right, who's next?
I think I am next. I got a 9.
You got a 9. All right. 9, and then the doctor.
Got a 5 total.
All right. Now, because you've got the red joker, which is of course our amazing critical success on an initiative, I am always a hater of getting a red joker on initiative, and I'm fairly sure Craig can appreciate that more than most people.
Yep.
So instead of just simply letting you go first, Booger, here is what's going to happen. You are going to have a feat of luck. Now, a feat of luck is something that you can do at any point in time that will allow you to influence fate either positively for your team or negatively for the other. However, it gives you the GM seat for 30 seconds to do something.
Oh, okay.
You have the GM seat for 30 seconds at any point in time during this round of combat. However, you can only influence the person whose turn it is. So that is to say, if you wish to give yourself good luck, you would use it now. You would control your actions. If you were using on the Wendigo's turn, you can, again, control the Wendigo's actions. Well, not control the Wendigo, but like, you know, the fate around the Wendigo.
Oh man, that's super interesting. But I have to use it during the turn
Of
whoever's
whoever you
turn
wish
it
to
is.
affect. Yeah.
And I
whoever
only
you
get
wish
for one round.
to. Yes, at the end of this round, that will expire.
Analysis paralysis. There's so many options here.
That is very
Okay.
true. But you know
All
what?
right.
I'm going to do exactly what I always do, and I'm going to give you no time to breathe, and it's your turn, Burger.
Okay. So, like, oh man, like, what are the?
You got
is
this.
there any
No
limits
bad
to
choices.
this whatsoever?
Nope. It's GM powers, effectively. Now,
GM powers.
It's GM powers. Yep. But it has to be kind of reasonable. You know what I mean? Like a rock
Oh, yeah,
can't just fall
definitely.
from the sky and kill this dude.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, all right. So, it has to be on my turn, right? Okay.
If it's to affect you, yes.
All right, I'm gonna hold it then. I have an idea. Let me just quickly send you a message in Zoom to see if this is okay.
Yep.
So, Michael, it's not letting me rejoin as my green color for some reason. I'm going to try to back out and come back in.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I had to choose a new color.
Hold on, let me...
It only gave me my own color.
okay.
weirdly.
Yeah.
Can you assign me to green?
Hold on, let me do some quick editing here. I do love Tabletop Simulator, but this is probably the first time I've ever used it on a live show. So it has presented challenges. Okay, so let me just. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there, which is green, and then.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you.
And what was yours, Nate?
I think I was like a teal, but I'm red now, and that's fine. Whatever.
No, you can be teal. There you go.
Okay.
All right, and Rob's fine. Okay, good.
So I got two options. I don't know if it's possible because obviously there's stuff that's veiled from us. So
Yep.
see
Okay,
if
let's see.
that's doable. It's in Zoom.
I will allow you to do that, but I would also suggest you do something else.
Okay. All right.
I will send you a message.
All right. Send me a message. Yeah, because the problem is I don't have all the information, right? So.
Just
Oh,
Dread,
okay.
Dread, like why you find it so difficult to DM a game that you've never
I
played
know,
before?
Dread. Go on.
Just
Yeah.
take
Fine.
What's
just
up?
take the
What's
game
up, man?
master seat for a
Let's-
game
let's
for
all now
a system that
intervene.
you're unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
let's all intervene. So how do you feel being on the other side of the table? You know, share
Being
your
a-
feelings.
being a player and then being suddenly thrust into the GM chair.
Yeah,
It's a time. It's interesting.
stressful.
It's
Well,
very-
this is what you get for coming late to my
All right,
freaking
yeah.
setup.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, it's a good thing you got a good night's sleep.
All right.
It's getting
okay,
shady.
so then what I'll do is I'm gonna on my turn because I can't cast it or shoot anything because it's so far away.
You can
I guess.
focus. Now, focus will allow you to channel your forces so you get positive flips to your attacks. And
Yeah.
what you could possibly do is because you need 2 actions in order to cast, you could start casting and hang on to it.
Okay, and that's without me doing that's without me using my joker, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, cool. So what I'll do is I will do that, and then I'll get ready for the next turn to shoot that fire.
Very well.
Focusing and getting ready to
Focus
cast.
up and begin to gather your energies.
He's just-
Now, I'd like to point out
He's just
that
going. He's just going.
he's,
real hot.
yeah. The thing is like the Philip was very, very fatty, so he's just.
Oh, poor Philip.
All right. So the one thing I'd like to say, just again, to clarify for the hardcore rules people, which I don't think we'll have, because I feel like most people are going, "What game are they playing?"
This isn't Dungeons and Dragons.
This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Why is it cards?
Just taco.
So in this game, casting spells is actually very, very difficult. I've built Dread's sorcerer to be very good at it. Normally, you cannot hold a spell between rounds. There is actually, it's a specific type of spell training you'd need to do to do that. But you know what? It's a one shot. It's Christmas.
Let's go.
I'm doing it executively. So if anyone wants to call me out on that,
And he had a red joker.
yeah, and he got a
Yeah.
red joker.
Yeah.
Kind of some slack. All right.
Exactly.
Next up is the Wendigo. Now, the Wendigo is not less than half its hit points. As it steps forward and rushes, it begins to move like an ape with its arms lumbering its heavy set body forward. As it does so, the first thing it's going to do is it is going to use its icy claw on the good doctor. As it moves and
I
charges.
say, bring it on.
Alright, defensive duel as the
I have
doctor
a-
is charged.
I have a defense of 4.
Alright, let's see what happens. Flip your card.
So I flip a card from the fate deck. Let me try and navigate my way over there. And then flip. I got a 4 of heart. Wait.
4 of
Masks.
Where? It's because it crashed, right? I was thinking we drew 2 cards since.
We did, but they're gone. Don't worry
since
about
Go ahead
it.
and draw them. They're still there. I had to draw mine again.
Oh, did you? Alright, we'll
Oh, yeah, it's
we'll
drawn
just
from
we'll
last
just
one
burn
as
2
well.
cards. There you go. So this will be your one, which is a 3 of ram.
Nice. Plus 4, right? So 7 defense.
7 defense is not enough. To not get hit, you need a 14.
I feel like this guy is something I do not want to get hit by, so I'm gonna cheat in my Jack of Rams.
Ooh, nice. All right, so with your 11 of rams, you manage to avoid as the gargoyle behind you is destroyed by this claw that washes over your head. Rocks and bits of debris just fly across the dilapidated bridge, and the Wendigo once again just howls in your direction.
Talk to me about shooting while he's so close to the doctor.
Well, you have friendly fire to avoid shooting the doctor, which means you will get a negative flip for shooting into combat.
But I'm focused, right?
But you are focused, meaning if you do so, you will get a straight flip, and you will get a positive flip for
Damage.
for damage.
All right, so I'm going to do just a straight. So luckily I've been paying real close attention and had my pistol out, focused the whole time. Normally I wouldn't do this, Doc, but I got a good beat on him.
It's Eve that has a shotgun, right?
Yeah, I'm holding a shotgun in one hand. Yep.
All right, that's an 8, which is not enough, but you say it's 14?
Shit. We got a raid from the Watcher.
You will need to get an 11.
I need a total of 11.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Welcome, Raiders. Let's see. Super fast recap. We are playing a game called Through the Breach, a early 1900s magic punk setting. Our group went to a Christmas party, as one normally does, but has found themselves waking up in a dark forest, being tricked by some big game hunter into some sort of mad manhunt. They have now come across a Wendigo, which is currently trying to eat Rob, because Rob is delicious. And, you know, I was going to do a Yeti after the last Viva La Dirt game, but I decided, you know what? We've seen enough Eddies, enough Yetis chewing on people. Let's see some Wendigos chewing on Rob for a change. So there you go.
In his own back.
In his own back.
So his defense is my target's an 11, Michael. Is that
Your
right?
target is an 11, yes.
All right, so I'm going to cheat in my 9. That's going to bring me up to 13.
9! Yeah, okay, that'll do it. All right, negative flip, which becomes a straight flip because of your focus,
Straight flip.
as
Yep.
you manage to attack the Wendigo.
All right, that's a moderate.
Nice. As you pull
I'm
out your
going
pistol.
to cheat.
Yep, you can cheat it.
So I cheat my 13.
Nice.
So that'll be 5, I believe. Let me double check. 4.
4, all right. Okay, so 4 points of damage, plus the 4 it's already suffered. It takes 8 points of damage. It is grievously wounded, but as soon as it does so, all of a sudden it turns its head towards the sky and howls. And its eyes glow red. Its fur suddenly becomes blood-stained, and there's this kind of enraged look about it. It has now entered a frenzy mode, and will always get positive flips to attack and damage, pretty much until it's dead.
Wonderful.
Who's finishing this?
All right. Next up, we have, I believe, Eve.
All right, I'm gonna use my Joker here.
Oh, you're gonna use the Joker. All right,
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
Okay, so now that it's frenzied and locked in on Gus with its fur popped back, it is it's trained on Gus at that moment with Booger. Booger's gonna go, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. And the Wendigo is gonna look down and is going to be locked in with an obsessive nature, allowing Eve to get a positive shot in the mouth with the shotgun.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
You should GM, good dude. You're good at this.
I know, right? You should totally
Get it,
do it.
go,
Highly recommend. All right.
Make it loud.
So that is very true. Nate, you also have a focus point, which means you can get flip 3 and take the highest on the attack value. As you flip the shotgun into its mouth, it sort of turns to you at the last moment, not realizing that you were a threat.
Okay, now if I now is it directly in front of me, or can I actually move back a bit?
Because of the nature of the crit card, Dredd has said that you are in melee with it. Thus, you can shoot it in melee. And for the purposes of this, you will be able to shoot it in melee.
Hells yeah.
Could I actually just hit it with my fist?
Given
no,
it's
does
a
that not
crit,
work?
given it's a crit, yes, I will allow you to do so.
Okay.
So you've got the shotgun in its mouth, and you look at your fist and go, yeah.
Well, I have
Well, actually, no. I've got a better one. Okay, here we go. Instead, you flick the barrel of your shotgun open and reach for your bullets in the shotgun, and you grab them in your fist.
Yeah.
And then you thrust it into its throat with this huge smash. BAM!
a little bit of faith in the mechanized arm here to hold under this, but yeah, I've got a 6 to my metal fist as a 1 to my shotgun. I realized after I drew my shotgun, so not so great at that. Okay,
Yeah.
3 cards.
Okay, here we go. 1.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's a good start.
No black joker.
2.
Very
All right.
nice.
So we'll
All
go
right,
with
so that is a
13
13
plus,
of ravens. What that means is... that's fine. 13 of ravens. So 13 of crows. You 13 plus your pneumatic is
19.
19.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 19. Yep.
Damn. All right.
boy.
So that is a straight flip that goes to a positive flip that goes to another positive flip because of Dread's action. So flip 3 cards and take the highest.
Finish him.
Fatality.
Oh my
Red Joker.
God.
Done.
All right,
All
so
right.
the Red Joker for the second appearance. Please describe to me the gory demise of the Wendigo as your shotgun shells, in addition to your huge pneumatic fist, go off in its mouth.
Yeah, so I imagine that I kind of lunge right at its chest and put my fist in its mouth, and doing so, it drops any remains of Philip that it may have been holding, and I just kind of, seeing his face, now dead, now empty of life, enrages me even further as I shove my fist and just, and somehow as it crumples to the ground, I kind of feel the ring up my whole body from this shock, but my robotic arm is intact.
Nice. The creature slumps to the ground, defeated and deceased. As
That's a hell of a punch.
As the four of you look on at the creature, you see it bears, or bore at least until his head exploded, a striking resemblance to the statue behind you. You take a moment before a voice can be heard over the ether box. Gus, you hear it, and you know exactly clearly what it is. Well, congratulations, sir. You have performed exemplary. I must say, I did not pick you for the hunting sort. You may respond through the Aether Box, should you desire, as speaking in a very brash voice is none other than the infamous Lord Justin Cooper.
Gentlemen, may I?
Go ahead. Yeah, we'll find.
All means.
You pick up the receiver and place it to your ear.
So, Mr. Cooper, we've done all right now. We killed the beasts. We killed your kitty cats. We killed that big hairy thing of yours, and I think that we got 100 script coming our way. I pretty much smell the sun coming up. Can you?
Oh, yes, no, by Jove, I believe you're right. But, alas, the hunt was not as successful as I'd like. The cats, the Wendigo, as it were not the real targets of the hunt. No. Nor were you, in fact. Could you please put Dr. Zachary on the phone?
Hand the box over to the doctor, with looking at him sideways.
Good doctor. Doctor, I can't hear you. The connection's a bit fuzzy.
Yes. I'm not used to using one of these, but I think I got you.
Excellent. Well, as per the arrangement, please ensure that the rest of the survivors receive the 100...
I think you're cracking up, Lord Cooper. I do not know...
make sure that they receive the 100 script I get... Hello, is this thing working? Somebody get one of the Vitagi hunters here. Come here immediately. Try and fix this thing. Or bring me a fresh Aethervox immediately. The signal cuts out.
What on earth was that?
I draw my pistol and put it on the doctor.
Oh, why do that?
Hey!
I think you best explain what that little conversation was, sir.
Yeah.
I wish I knew. So I do not know what he was referring to, and I could hardly hear him over the ether box. You know, when you're on a Sunday morning when your radio show comes out, I often have trouble hearing you sometimes too. There's a horrible crackling that comes across that makes it very difficult to understand.
All right, who's flipping where on this deception check?
All right.
I think
The server crashed again. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, and I would like both of you to place your hands firmly in frame.
Okay.
And rock, paper, scissors. All right.
Yeah.
It goes to Zach. Zach, you have managed to deceive Gus. Gus, you can't really get a bead on whether or not Dr. Zachary is lying.
I do have a deception +3, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I swear I do not know what he's referring to. I think he's playing mind tricks and games with us. I think he's trying to turn us against each other. But perhaps that's the sport he's going for now.
What do you think, Eve?
I never expected to trust a gremlin over a man before, but I'm watching you close.
I have no other way.
Emergency meeting. Sorry, had to.
Well, what do you think? What do you think, Eve? What do you think about what's going on?
It seems like he was trying to not let Lord Cooper say what he was going to say to me.
Oh.
Who was?
You, Doc. Do you know what he was going to say?
I've never been so offended.
Doc, you kind of see that they're encroaching around you, and you begin to back off a little bit. As you do, you kind of feel the gargoyle behind you. Do you kind of turn to sort of deal with the gargoyle, or do you just keep your eye on everyone else?
I keep my eye on them, but
cool.
I reach into my pocket and I say, "Look, this is the letter that he sent me, the one that I read out at the beginning."
As Dr. Zach hands the letter out, Gus, Booger, and Eve, you don't feel inclined to reach for it. In fact, you don't feel inclined to move at all.
That's bad.
As you hand over the note, and they don't seem to take it, what's your initial response to that?
You're welcome to read it.
I don't know how to read.
They both look behind you.
What? What's your... Would you say something? I don't even know what you're...
Standing over Zachariah is a large, looming figure.
Oh,
and you hear the sounds of bells ringing in the icy cold wind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are going to end today's session.
No! Oh boy, no!
As of course, one knows in a place like Malifaux, while there may be heroes, while there may be villains, it is always a place where bad things happen. Thank you very much to everyone for coming and joining us today. I had an absolute blast. I hope my players did as well. Did you guys have fun?
Oh, hell yeah.
Fun,
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's excellent.
Awesome. Now, guys, I feel like besides Craig and myself, I feel like this might be the first foray into Through the Breach for most of you. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
That's for me, yep.
So, guys, first of all, just real quick, what do you guys think of the system, the game itself?
I want to play more.
Play more.
So bad.
Yeah, keen to try it out more. I've played quite a lot of different systems, different tabletop games, and I'm always interested in the systems that people come up with. I really like the aspects and the skills and the way that they do it.
Nice.
Quite unique.
The one thing I'm already excited about, if I get more into it, is that I've got a lot of dice. I've got a massive dice collection, but I've always wanted to collect collectible decks of cards. So, yeah, now I want
all right,
that.
So as a bit of a public service announcement, I'd like to start by saying, dear M, this is not my fault. If your husband has a collecting problem, that is all on him, right? Do not blame me for this, okay? Just FYI. I'm responsible. I'm telling him.
I only gave him the first one for free.
That's
it.
The
rest of it.
That's it. It's the taste. It was just the taste.
All right. So guys, let me give you another really cool element of this game, and that is how you level up. Now, at the end of every single session, now you're gonna love this. All our D&D players in the chat, all our Pathfinder players, everyone, you gain a level every game, flat out. Even if you didn't finish the adventure, every single game, you gain a level of the pursuit that you are in. So Dr. Zach, for example, is a sawbone. He goes from level 0 to level 1. Boogers was a dabbler. He goes from level 0 to level 1. Gus does it with his propagandist. Eve does it with her blacksmith.
Pugilist.
Oh, pugilist.
Oh.
No, I think we went with the... Didn't we go with the... Augmented. That's it.
Oh, yes. Augmented is... Yep. Yeah. That's right.
So you gain a level every single game. Every single game you gain a level. Now, in addition to that, you gain a little something extra, a little special thing from your GM if you manage to complete what is known as your destiny steps. Now, every single person, every single character in character creation makes a tarot reading. The tarot reading will give you a destiny. This is like a little mini story that is like a poem almost. And if any element of that poem, there are 5 of them in total, is completed during the course of a game, you will either gain a major statistic, so one of your primary aspects, a +1, or you gain a unique power given by the game master based on what you did in order to achieve that destiny. It is a narrative-based reward system, which I love about this game more than anything. There is no XP gain. There is no calculating numbers. There is no benefit for you killing things or overcoming things. There is a benefit for you doing your story, and that for me is freaking awesome. So real quick, guys, we're gonna go around and I want everyone to tell me what their full destiny was and if they thought they achieved any one of their achievements. I'm gonna save Dread for last because he looks like he's gonna fall out of his chair.
Oh yeah, I'm keen. I'm keen. Let's go.
So let's start with Craig. Let's start with Craig. Craig, what was your full destiny?
So full destiny, well, I'm gonna jump right to the punchline. So what Gus witnessed through all of this is he saw a woman who he's never met before not only exhibit unbelievable strength and resolve, but to get shot and a hole put through her, carved, if you will. And then she turns around and punches and destroys the beast, saving all of us. So in my mind, my station destiny is fulfilled because I witnessed a carved pumpkin. A carved pumpkin will witness the slaughter.
Nice.
A carved pumpkin will witness the slaughter. Ooh. All right. What's the full? Give us the full destiny first. I'll come back to that one.
Yeah, and you will. My southern one is, and you will see what the others cannot. Eastern destiny is your blood will steam on the traveled road.
Okay.
North destiny, his ancient blood is the sweetest wine.
Ooh.
Western destiny, beneath the lowest foundations of desire, vice, lust. And station destiny, and a carved pumpkin will witness the slaughter.
And a carved pumpkin will witness the slaughter. I am hesitant to give that one just because I'm hesitant to consider. That's a pushing it one. Mostly because I don't consider Eve a carved pumpkin. But given that we did end where we did, I would happily say that if you wished to have, you may have consumed some of the Wendigo's blood, as the blood of the ancient is the sweetest wine. Would you like to have done that?
Well, we didn't mention it because it was off camera, but the splatter from the punch actually did reach my mouth and lips.
Well,
so yeah, that's definitely what happened.
If that's the case, in which case what I will give you is you have now received a blessing from December. Your heart begins to freeze like ice, and you are now immune to horror jewels and paralysis. Or you can get a +1 to your statistic.
Nice.
Very
All right.
cool.
Eve, what's yours?
Okay, so I've got my Southern Destiny with a book in one hand and death in the other. Eastern Destiny is 100 wolves will dance with you. North Destiny and salvation will come on feathered wings. Western Destiny is the fires of destruction will forge you anew. And Station Destiny is but the treasure you seek will be poison in your veins.
All right.
So I think that the whiskey could be the poison in my veins, and that I perhaps found a treasure here in sort of a new strength of myself.
I like that. That is very poetic and that is very cool. In which case, what I will allow for this particular destiny is that with this, you have exhibited not only great skill, but also great strength. Your use of the shotgun shells as part of an augmentation to further ensure victory when you were kind of pushed against the wall have allowed you and afforded you a new set of skills that Lord Cooper himself has taken a shine to, and that is the expert demolition. From now on, your ranks in pugilism will equal your ranks in demolition at all times.
Nice.
So that means you can create explosives, you can use explosives safely and well. And in addition, you are immune to the blast damage of your own explosives.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's
That's
go.
All right. Dr. Zach, what is your destiny?
My destiny, as foretold, is as the flames rise around you, your path will lead you through fields of poison, but the prison's bars are forged from guilt. You will roast the beast on a spit of loathing, but the last bullet will betray your intent.
All right.
So I see a few of these were potentials. Obviously, the flames of burning up the kitty cats were rising around me as the flames
I
rise
did
around.
like that one. Did like that one.
And I said that under my breath as you did it the first time. But then when you jumped off of my hat and skewered the kitty cat as he roasted on a spit, and you were doing it with loathing in your heart, I was you will roast the beast on a spit of loathing. I thought that was very appropriate.
It was really appropriate.
When he started talking to me through the ethervox and potentially saying something I didn't want the others to hear, I was moments away from just taking out my gun and shooting the ethervox, which would have been my last bullet betraying my intent, but I decided not to do it in the end.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, keeping in mind you can only get one destiny per game, so
yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So with this one in particular, I'm going to give you a very special one, and I think Dread's going to approve of this. Anytime you play Dr. Zach, if you land a moderate or severe damage while using a melee bladed weapon of any kind, you will not only deal burning damage to them, you will also summon Booger.
Yeah!
Who will function as a companion who lives in your hat. And he appears through his own teleport spells. So he's not there all the time. Just when you land a moderate or severe attack, he will appear for a single round and act as a
damage.
and act as a companion, burn things, etc. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, so you have
good.
yes, you have a Booger hat.
Amazing.
All right, Dread, let's hear it. What's your destiny, buddy?
Mine was 2 hands will join to transcend history, and your heart will beat like a hollow drum. You will crawl on your hands and knees if you step into the ring of spears, and it watches you with obsessive attention.
So it was watching you with obsessive.
It was watching you with
absolutely watching you.
Yeah. The ring was the nest, which I saw. I was like, hell's yeah. The crawling on the hands and knees was quite purposeful. Obviously, your heart will beat like a hollow drum was losing Celeste. And 2 hands will join to transcend history. I love the first one because I reached out and imbued protection, but I see it as the same hand that was the shotgun blast as well. So that whole series of events was awesome.
That's very cool. You have to pick one.
I know I have to pick one. It's so
they're all beautiful.
They're all beautiful. What I'll let chat quickly pick, and then we'll go from there.
All right,
chat. What do you think? What's the best one?
Let me see if I can. I'll put a poll in.
Yeah, do a poll.
All right, here we go. We're gonna do a quick poll. So I'm gonna call it Dread's Destiny.
Dread's Destiny, yeah.
Oh no! I'll come back. There we go.
Come back.
Okay, Dread's Destiny. All right, so we have holding hands with Eve. We have entering a Wendigo nest. We have being obsessed.
Oh, I also saw the crawling on hands and knees as well, playing like the meek character as well, like being like a character among tall folk and being like
crawling.
being the clear subservient to the banquet.
Yeah.
Crawling on the floor. All right, so holding hands with Eve, entering the Wendigo's nest, and being obsessed. Is that it?
Getting the Wendigo's attention.
Yep. Okay, cool. Here we go. The poll will begin.
Dope. Okay, so not everyone can vote apparently, but I guess we can try and calculate it.
Yeah. Not everyone will be able to vote, but it'll be a nice little thing.
It's how democracy works.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right. While that's happening, guys, the session was dope. I had so much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I was so gutted when you said you were going to call it, because we were just getting to the point where the team started to get suspicious of me, and I was super excited for that moment. I was super excited for that moment to finally get around. I was like, oh yeah, I get to start working my deception.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was great. I think you kept it in, and it was such a nice twist with that happening at the end. And then as soon as everyone kind of came up, it was just like, hey guys, listen, you're mistaken and stuff.
Yeah. Should we let the audience know one of my secrets, or should we keep them guessing?
You know what? We will. Okay, so we're gonna do favorite moments. We're gonna do Dread's favorite moments because I have Dread on the chat. So
it's right there.
Look, yeah, the dude's right here. I mean,
I don't mind if you don't use it. It's fine.
Fine. It's fine.
I just
Shut up.
it.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, this is my channel. Okay,
Your channel, man.
Good.
It's fine.
Me and Dread have a thing. Okay, so you've got being obsessed by the Wendigo. So being obsessed by the Wendigo, target of obsession. I'm going to give you an ability that I think all Gremlins should have, and that is called. It is called supernatural annoyance.
Okay.
No matter what situation you are in, you can draw the attention of any and all hostile creatures within line of sight.
Amazing.
Not even line of sight. Anyone who can hear or see you, you will draw their attention.
Yeah, that's flipping amazing.
I think all Gremlins should have that, but
it worked with the crag cat as well as the Wendigo.
Yeah.
Yes,
yes, correct.
I have like high defense and evade as well, so it's
okay.
Perfect. I'm all about it.
All right. So
thank you so much, chat.
Yeah. So as we go into favorite moments, guys, I want everyone in chat to follow what Rob said here. What do you think Dr. Zach's secret was? Write that down in chat. I want to go through them before we reveal it at the very end after favorite moments. So what was the secret?
I gave a couple of subtle clues, and Gus gave a couple of clues as well.
There were a few clues. All right. So first of all, this is how we're going to be doing favorite moments. It's a little bit different. Basically, we are going to be looking at most memorable moments. So we're not going to go through everyone at all times. It's just simply what stood out to you and, why. How did it make you feel, etc. So let's start with Gus. Craig, what was your most memorable moment for today's game?
As a person who normally GMs, one of my favorite things that happens is when just something becomes a thing, right? Like when the cast starts interacting with each other and something becomes a thing. So my favorite moments was Booger rides on hats, and Booger going from one hat, being obsessed with the hat, jumping on one hat, ending up on my hat. It just kind of organically happened and became what it became canon. I loved it.
He is known as the Rat Hat, the Hat Rider.
I do like that too.
Yeah.
That was great.
I agree.
And so many games do that as well. And I think that's what makes a lot of role-playing games iconic, is when you have those moments, those like throwback jokes. It's what makes the game great for players, Not so great for audiences who jump in like, episode 25 of like a TV series. Like we have one for our Rise of the Rune Lords game where it's like, why are you wet? Like, we don't know why it happens, but every now and then a player shows up sopping wet with no explanation. And my character is always turning around and just being, because he's actually a germaphobe. And all he can say is, I don't want to hug you. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to handshake you.
Amazing.
Why are you wet? Like,
it's the type of stuff that you can't make up, right?
Yes.
So like, we weren't sitting like, how can we make, maybe I should just write hats.
Funny?
Yeah, it's like, no, it just happens.
What is the chemical equation? That I agree. And Booger, you definitely did. You did a lot of those today. So thank you for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Eve, what was your most memorable moment from today's session?
Okay, so mine is maybe a little bit almost out of character or out of the game as well as in the game. Kind of the mechanics of the game, the way it worked. There was just this moment when we were crossing the river. And we were, I guess the challenges, where I just felt this click of like us working together as a team, even in the card decisions. Yep. And, especially for some of us being new to the system. So it's like our characters are moving together and trying to overcome these challenges. We have to get a certain amount of successes. And then we're also working together to like help each other out, saying, hey, you have that thing, and don't forget this. And giving each other bonuses to the draws and things like that. And it was just this clicking of like, collaboration and teamwork that you don't have in a lot of systems.
Yeah.
Nice. I completely agree. I mean, you could very easily play a game where you have like all this like group tension and dynamics where people are working against each other. But this game definitely encourages you to pool your resources and help each other, because a detriment to one person can often be a detriment to everyone. So yeah, you're absolutely right, and it is a great feature of this game.
Real quick. Credit where credit's due, though. There's a lot of systems and a lot of games with progress clocks, right? Where you have that mechanic. We've seen that in a lot of games. It's the GM that makes it just a boring flip to get 3 out of 2, makes a progress clock a good mechanic. So hats off to you, Michael, because I've seen progress clocks done in a very dull mechanical sort of way. It did not feel that way because of how you narrated.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do like I do love narrating the progress clocks, because actually, you know what? I will give credit where credit is actually due. Guy from How to Be a Great GM is a really near and dear friend of mine and has taught me a lot about role playing, and progress clocks were introduced to me by him, and he did it with narratives. So I learned pretty much from the get-go that anytime you do that sort of thing, there has to be something that happens. You can't just say the number has happened and you succeed or you fail a number of times. Something must occur. So yeah, Guy is amazing. And if you haven't seen his channel, go check him out as well. How to Be a Great GM. Great guy. Speaking of great GMs, let's of course go to Rob. Hey Rob.
Hello.
What was your most
good segue?
Yeah, I know. But you loved it.
I like when the dice, or in this case the deck, seem to work with you just copacetically. I'm not really a believer of actual fate or destiny, or it's just coincidence at the end of the day, but it just seems that sometimes the coincidence happens in your favor to make for a beautiful story moment, like the killing blow against Wendigo being the 1 in 54 chance of getting that
actually I've got a bit of insight on your number crunching on that one. So yeah, there is a 1 in 54 chance of him pulling the Reg Joker, but I'll point out that before we got to that, we also had to reshuffle the deck due to the game crashing. So it was actually more accurately a
true.
A 1 in like
numbers.
108
70 something.
Something something stupid. But yeah, no, I agree. It, like
crazy. It could have happened with he could have just pulled a 10 or 12 or something, and it had been enough. But it wasn't just that it was enough. It was like the pinnacle card, and it makes for such everybody goes and essentially, if you take a step back and look at it, and it's just a group of guys cheering at the turn of a card. We just turned over one card of the cards, and everybody's like, yeah! But because we've invested so much in the story to that point and what that single card means.
Yeah.
This is our sports arena, right? Big foam fingers for D&D. That's what I'm going to market. 2021. That's it. You know.
My brothers don't understand what I do. They're like, so people will just watch you playing games and things? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, but why? And then he goes off and watches sports.
I GM for a lot of new people a lot, and I gotta say it was really fun to play. And really fun to play with 4 experienced people. This was a really enjoyable thing to have everybody fully engaged. Obviously, thoughts were put into the characters. Ton of thought was put into the session. So it was a really nice change of pace for me. So I thank you to all of you.
No, thank you.
Well, you know what? That's one of the reasons. I
thank you.
No, thank you. No, don't start this with Dread. Don't start this with Dread. I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, okay, so speaking, because we're gonna go to Dread in a second, but I want to say this. Dread is one of the most wholesome role players I've ever met.
Stop.
And I'm and we're both Australian, right? But I pride myself on being a bastard. I like being a bastard. I like people thinking I'm a bastard. I'm not really. I'm actually quite nice. But anyway, the big thing is I've never met anyone as wholesome as Dread, and I can't give him a compliment, because all he sits there and does is he gets into this loop of he just gets into this loop, and there's no breaking him. There's no breaking him. So yes, you're wonderful, and stop it. Anyway, now Dread, most memorable moment for you.
Oh boy, I have to say the whole session. The characters were on point. What? Okay, disclaimer. Okay, disclaimer first.
Get out of here with your cop-out answer.
I have to thank everyone for being okay with me playing an annoying character, because They are like there's part of me that wants to pull back, but you just kind of have to just go for it. And yep, he was exactly what he was meant to be. So thank you for that. But the whole session was dope. Everyone's characters were on point, well thought out. There was narrative, and then there was sub-narrative. The production of the stream, the story as well. There was tension. There was like I was trying to do comedic stuff in the tension, and try not to diffuse it too much. The narrative stuff, the system's amazing. I want to play it so much. I love that more. I love that fate tarot card reading so much. Once I knew what that was, I was like, oh boy, there's things that I want to go through and complete. But my most memorable moment would probably be the double jokers. That was huge. And having that very cool shotgun punch. And that was collaborative storytelling too, right? Because I was like, I want the shotgun in the mouth. What are you gonna do with that? And then Nate was like, you know what? No, I want to punch this thing. And then Dag was like, you know what? Shotgun punch. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. I'm all about this. It was like very, it's not coming to me. It was Ash. I know his name's Ash, and is it Evil Dead? It's very Evil Dead, and I absolutely loved it so much. So the whole session was a blast. And it was a complete session as well. It was a complete story. So we had a complete arc as well. So it was a complete one shot. And if everyone being experienced here, you know how much one shots can sometimes not be a complete thing. They can end early, or you can miss out, but it was a complete story. It finished when it needed to finish. It was perfectly paced as well. So
and you know what, normally I do 2-hour games, but I wanted to do a 3-hour ones because I truly respect and admire each and every one of you in your own various fields. I've watched all of you guys and your streams and the like, and that is because for me, I'm just a role player, right? A lot of people out in the world are content creators and entertainers and stuff like that, and it's so important to me that we reach out and we support them. Like, I'm looking at like 100+ people in chat right now, and I want you guys to understand this, right? As well as the audience, guys. This entire industry is based on you guys being awesome, you guys loving this game, loving people like us who also love this game. You know, pretty much for me, if you guys want to hang out with me, come to my Discord, hang out with me. You can literally just chat with me because I love nothing more than to chat with you guys. And these people who I have the pleasure of playing with are people who not only love doing that sort of stuff, but they are the people who have made this choice to do this as part of their everyday lives, part of their careers, part of the things they want to do. Nate, for example, right? I am a shit map maker, right? I'm going to say this. I'm like one of the worst people in the world. And keeping in mind, I've friends like people from Dungeon Fog, some of like the innovative people of map building and world building, and I'm terrible at it. And then I go to Nate's channel and I learned so much about how to map build and what to do, and all my knowledge has come from that, you know? I get to watch characters like Dread and stop using negativity to kind of fuel my own criticisms to become a better GM. I now realize that you can get them through positivity and doing nice things. Shut up, I'm never saying that again. You know, watching people like Rob, who I first actually watched, and you know what? It was really funny. I'll share this story real quick. I recognized Rob, and I had no idea where I knew him from, right? I was just like, where the hell have I seen this dude? And I didn't realize back then that he was in an episode of, like, one of the earlier Viva La Dirt League episodes. And I was a huge fan of that. And I was just like, and when I found that out, I instantly binge-watched all the D&D shows and all the stuff that he did. Because for me, like, to role-play with people who love role-playing is one thing. To role-play with people who are professional entertainers and comedians, who are quick thinkers and on their feet, that for me was like, yeah, that's a skill set. That is something that very few people in this world have the pleasure to be able to build and develop as a skill set. And Rob kills it. And if you haven't had a chance to, definitely go check out Rob's channel, because that's, like, seriously some of the best and most entertaining games you can watch right now. And last but not least, right, I got into Malifaux through this role-playing game, and as soon as I stepped into that world, right, this actual setting, the lore, the story behind it, my god, right, the first thing I did was I went and checked out Third Floor War, which was the podcast that Craig runs. It is literally the quintessential place you go to know anything about this game right now, because the company that makes it is weird, and it. Oh, I don't say. Okay, I realize what I just said. Is WYRD is the name of the company. The company is also a bit weird, but the company name is weird. And they make a war game that is based on this. So all of the creatures that you've seen are actual models. Actually, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I want to show you something real quick.
1.
Share stream. Share bits, everybody.
Guys, it was so much fun.
It was
Yeah, it
a lot of
was.
fun.
When he comes
It was a lot of
back,
fun.
just keep saying, dude, you're on mute. You're on mute. We can't hear you.
He's probably got
So, I
Bluetooth
want you guys to
headphones
get
on.
excited. Super excited. I also did actually sprint, and I almost stepped on a cat. All right.
We can't hear you.
Oh, hold on.
That's
Can you hear me?
cat drops. Cat drops.
Hello?
You're on mute.
I'm on mute? Why am I on mute?
Yeah. Unmute.
Hello? Dag?
Hello?
Can't hear you.
Hello?
Dag?
Michael.
Hello?
Hello?
I think
Dag.
we might have lost him, guys.
Yeah, Dag, your camera's off.
Are you playing with me? You bastards! Oh!
All right, what do you got to show us?
Oh boy. Oh, that's
Oh,
gorgeous.
yes.
That's so
awesome.
dope.
So that is the actual model of the Krampus.
You're pretty.
So,
I like
so
that.
yeah, like I said, the
love it.
war game is amazing, and the art that you see in the artworks for the books is literally almost
On
set
point.
for set what
Yeah,
you
the
actually.
models
yeah.
are amazing. They
Yeah.
they put out great models.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do. So yeah, that's how I got into it. The game was amazing, but so little attention. So I highly recommend if you guys ever want
Yeah.
to check it out, check out Craig. Check out some of my other videos. This one's actually now going to live on my Dead Aussie Gamer live channel, so you can come watch this whenever you want. All right. Well, okay, I've gushed enough. Let's do some outros. Let's do some where can we find peeps. Craig, tell us about all the things you're doing and where we can find you.
You can find me here on Twitch, all one word, Third Floor Wars. That's THIRD, Third Floor Wars. I do actual play. Right now I've been doing Star Wars actual play for the narrative dice system. I also do actual play of me just goofing off, playing on computer games and stuff like that. You can also go to YouTube, Third Floor Wars. A bunch of stuff archived there, including painting tutorials, Malifaux battle reports for the minis game, as well as actual plays. And then the website, Third Floor Wars.
All right, very nice. Next up, Nate, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. WASD20 is the channel, and also newer live channel, WASD20 Live, where Michael appears every other Monday with me and some friends to play our Icewind Dale campaign. We're playing, I think, next Monday, the 28th. So, yeah.
Very cool. Rob?
You can find me. My name is Robert Hartley, Hartley. Just search for me pretty much anyway. I'm here on Twitch. If I put something here in the channel, is it going to let me put a? There we go.
Yep.
So that channel there, that link there will take you to the YouTube page for the D&D game that I run with Viva La Dirt League. We've just finished episode 26, so we've been going for 6 months now. It's going really well.
Jeez.
Amazing.
So you can go you can go subscribe to that YouTube page. You can subscribe to my YouTube page, Twitch, all of the places.
Nice.
Robert Hartley GM.
Dread?
Hells yeah. Hi, I'm Josh, the Dreaded GM. You can find me on my Twitch channel where I run Dungeons & Dragons on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And on Thursdays, we have a community night where the community just hangs out and I can chat with chat. Because usually when I'm running a game, I'm pretty focused on running the stream as well as running the game itself. So, but we are a community of creatives about building and bolstering creative confidence, because it is hard to be creative, being descriptive, writing stories, drawing, interpretive dance. Still haven't seen that in the chat, but I'm still hoping that an interpretive dancer joins us at some point. It's important to bolster that confidence so that you can continue to be creative, because being creative is so important. And that's why when you come and see us and we're playing our games, we're all very comfortable with each other, because we feel safe with each other, and two, we've bolstered that creative confidence. So we're descriptive, we do voices, we do all that. So it's a lot of fun. Especially big thing announcement. If you don't know already, we are playing D&D tonight with Rob and Dag on our channel.
Yes.
For the second half of Christmas one shots. I've just built a new setting, which is the Citadel of Holidays, which is like an access of all holidays across the multiverse. And the question is, why is Christmas and holidays always endangered? It's because there's a multiverse full of holidays. So I can now just continue to push characters in that with any seasonal events. So these guys will be, hanging out with on the Citadel. Last night we ran it. Was really fun. We had two guest stars as well as 3 of our players from our Strahd campaign. No, 2 players from our Strahd campaign and 2 from a Legacy offline game. And then tonight we have Rob and we have Dag joining our Marked 1 players as well, and it's just going to be a blast. I'm so excited. But yeah,
I'll be the one playing the pugilist tonight. I don't have a metal hand like Eve did, but I'll be punching things.
So I'm actually going to be revisiting an old character from my How to Be a Great GM days. From the Broken World Chronicles, I am revising Flint, the gunslinging warforged, who was a multiverse kind of traveler. Because we only got through 1 season of Broken World Chronicles, so I've actually asked my friends from over at How to Be a Great GM to come hang out with that. So he's going to be really fun to play again. I do miss him very, very, very much. All right, and of course, guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And I run a whole bunch of really cool games here. I also have started doing world building videos, which I'm going to start doing more often. I also appear all around the internet. I show up on lots of people's channels because at the end of the day, I am like you guys. I love role playing so much, and I will do it anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff to plug, and I'm not going to spend and waste your time doing it because that's not what you guys are here. That's not why you guys are waiting very patiently to hear. What you are patiently waiting here to hear is what is Dr. Zach's.
What was the secret?
What was the secret of Dr. Zach, played by Robert Hartley, who also has his own YouTube channel, which he forgot to plug. But we don't talk about that.
If you find my Twitch and you find the other YouTube, you'll eventually find my YouTube
just
channel.
Follow the rabbit hole. You'll find all of it. Yeah, you just need that kernel. So.
All right. So, at your discretion, will you reveal the?
I will. So I had a pharmacy and a small practice, but a couple of years ago it was robbed at gunpoint by bandits and drug addicts. I tried to defend it with my rifle from having some military training as a youth, but I was too close to get a shot off effectively against their shorter range firearms. I got mortally shot, and they fled without any of major haul. I tried using my expertise to patch myself up and get through it. I kept passing out for long periods and waking to continue with the surgery. Eventually, after God knows how long, I got myself all patched up and stemmed the bleeding. I started to feel slightly better, but continued to black out. Eventually, though I felt all kinds of messed up, I stopped feeling like I was going to die. I stopped feeling much at all. It was about 2 weeks later that I realized I was dead. I still don't know how it happened, but at some point during my self-surgery, with my strong will to persevere, I pushed through the barrier of death and continued on into undeath. The people of my town knew about the incident, but thought that I'd survived it. So for 2 years now, I have been dead. I have been a zombie. I wear a low hat with a large brim. I keep my beard and mustache very thick, and I wear glasses to prevent too much of my face showing. I'm very pale-skinned, and I wear very strong perfume to hide the smell. I could not taste the very strong, otherwise unpalatable food that they were saving. And I have, because I'm undead, and undead are frowned upon in this world. I was taken on board by the Explorer Society, of which the Honourable Lord Cooper is the head, and he offers me some kind of protection in favour of allowing me to continue with my practice as a doctor. So I was working with Lord Cooper. Every year when Lord Cooper sends off this hunt of individuals to try and lure the Krampus out, he sends along one person undercover to make sure that the victims stay in the woods, stay in the confine of the woods. And so I was there to try and make sure that our victims didn't stray out of the woods.
Hells yeah. That's so dope. I have a secret for Booger as well.
Super cool.
Not to steal your thunder at all, because that was amazing.
Everyone actually had everyone had secret backstories.
Booger stole his Santa suit from one of those dancing Santas you see on like the shop stores, the retail fronts.
Oh, you monster!
Yeah,
I didn't even know about that.
There is a naked Santa out there
in the cold on Christmas.
Yep, it's dancing naked, but it's okay because I look fine. So, amazing.
All right.
Mine was is that little known I was a drug addict as a young child, and I broke into a pharmacy.
And there was a dancing Santa there. And
There's a dancing Santa in the pharmacy.
all connected.
And what about you, Eve?
That's a good question. So I don't see I see the rumor. Is that it?
Yeah, your rumor.
Oh,
okay.
I want to see if I have a rumor.
Let me just see.
No, Booger didn't have a rumor.
Okay. Booger's just Booger.
Booger's just Booger.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's super relevant to our adventure, but there are what is the guild or the union again?
The MNSU, that's you.
The Mining and Steam Fitters Union?
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Have been working with the Arcanists. That's not much of a secret. There are, however, mutterings that the guild has started rounding up people during Christmas for some illegal underground project that the Mining and Steam Fitters Union have been working on.
And that is actually a prelude, potentially, which was actually in the game for Craig specifically, because that was not a guild project, that was an Explorer Society project to create some very large manacles for a creature far bigger than a horse. Which I think Craig and I both know is a dreadful creature that Lord Cooper keeps below the basement of his manor, at least for now, called the Malosaurus Rex. And that is also in its own adventure, which I may play at some point or another. So if you want to check that out, again, watch this space. Give us a follow. Give us a like wherever you're watching it. Thank you so much, everyone, for enjoying today's session. Thank you to my players. Thank you to my audience. And until we meet again, as always, from the Dead Aussie Gamer, game hard or die trying.
Cheers, guys.
Farewell.
There.